Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket or you're just happy to see me?
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I couldn't find my tank top that I was going to wear, but I have this green tank top, my hat, and I put the light on for green, and I got Irish coffee here. Now, I keep lowering the price of the super chats, and no one wants to see me drunk.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
No one wants to see me drunk. I keep telling people that I'm a relaxed drunk, and no one wants to get me buzzed enough to see that.
I'm a happy one.
Yeah, you are judgmental as fuck when it comes to people's scars, though. When you're drunk,
there's a point.
I know.
During my drunkenness, where I do get a little bit feisty.
Yeah,
but once I push past that, it's fine.
Yes, I'm just saying, like, she's a happy drunk unless she thinks your car is shit. Then she'll judge it.
There's a point.
I do remember that. I do remember that that video you sent in the one chat where it's like, look at this guy's rims, they're shit.
There's a point. Yeah, there's a point where I get drunk, where I'm a little feisty, maybe a little judgmental, but you gotta push. I push through it. Once I push through it, I'm just like, I'll just be like, oh, fine, and then I get fine again.
Get happy. So, but anyway, like I said, I have Irish coffee, and I have it in a glass this evening, so I'm going to be civilized for tonight, and not just guzzle it out of the bottle. But it's basically, and I'll answer questions as long as they are not too personal, right? So if you want to know anything about my service history, and I can talk about it. No, I didn't forget to start the stream, TD. Do you want to guess which one of us was late?
Oh my gosh. You don't. Okay, look. During my stream, I honestly thought that I started it, right? Because I hit go live. And it went to my starting soon screen and everything, and then we started playing the game. And I was just like, the chat's moving, but it doesn't really move too much, when I play video games anyways. So it was fine. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was saying hi to people in chat and everything. And it wasn't until I think someone commented, does she realize that she's supposed to be streaming? And I was just like, why did they say that? And I clicked over to YouTube, and I was like, I haven't started the stream yet. And I just realized oh shit, I didn't hit go live. So I have to stream from YouTube differently now. Because for whatever reason, YouTube accused Restream of trying to hack my YouTube channel. So I had to disconnect YouTube from Restream. So I'm so used to just hitting go live, and Restream, sends it everywhere. I don't have to hit anything else. And that's what I did. And I hit go live from Streamlabs, and I was just so used to it. I was just like, oh shit, I forgot to hit go live on YouTube, because you have to hit it twice. I have to hit it twice now, and I completely forgot the second time. So we had been streaming. Disperse in the chat is so mad. We had to start the whole game. Yeah, we had to start it over. We were streaming for 40. Well, we weren't just streaming, but we were playing for 40 minutes until I realized, oh shit, it hasn't started. And what's funny is that when I'm live on YouTube, I can see I could see us. We were streaming and everything. It shows me that it's fine. But then I realized it just says preview. It didn't say you're live. It said preview. So I was like, oh shit. I seriously thought we were live. I seriously thought we were live. It's oh my gosh. Yeah. It was. Yeah.
But no, I did not forget. I did not forget. Just answer that question.
I knew just Rue was upset because he was quiet for so long. I was like, oh shit. I swear he's had it with me at this point.
Well, I was looking at the time, and I'll say hello to the chat in a little bit. But I was looking at the time because I was watching your stream, and you kept crashing. Walls are your kryptonite in that game, basically. So you kept crashing, and I'm looking at the time, going, "We're live in 20 minutes. Is she gonna be done with this section by the time
I can't drive in video games? I can't drive and I can't fly. So not even in the Lego video games.
That was
can I do that?
Driving and flying, because you were flying.
Yeah, I can't drive and I can't fly. I have a terrible sense of direction normally. So in video games, there's no way I can't do it. That's why when I play Hogwarts Legacy, all of the flying stuff, I made it through 2 of those things because I can't fly. I can barely fly on my broom. But yeah, we died so many times. I was like, okay, you're gonna drive, and then it made me drive. I was like, oh crap. This is it. This is where we quit the game because I can't make it through.
Yeah. So basically, Trey, what is up? I figured it got to that point pretty much because this room was kind of quiet. Like
Yeah,
he
I could tell he's like
quiet.
he's done with me when he gets quiet. By the time I swear I was like really focused towards the end, and by the time we were done, like all of that stress just completely like just like released from me, and I started crying. Like I started crying. I had to like wipe tears from my eyes because I was so stressed out that we were never gonna make it through that part. That when we were finally done, I was so happy to be completely done with. I started crying. It was like relief, like cries of relief. I was like wiping tears because I was so like I could feel myself starting to cry because I was getting so stressed out, but I was holding it in, and so like it was finally like coming out. So I like had to wipe my tears off like towards the end. It was so bad.
Jaluk, what is up? Member message from Stunning and Brave Megatron. Thank you so much. I forgot to wear green, so pinch me all you like, ladies. Yeah.
Ooh.
You know, technically, if we're gonna be like actually like technical about the colors worn on St. Patty's Day, technically I should be wearing orange. Because the green in the flag represents Catholicism, so Catholics, basically. And I was raised a heathen Protestant.
Ooh.
So that's what orange represents in the flag, basically. So green is Catholic, orange is Protestants. I can't remember what the white stands for, but I technically should be wearing orange. But it's all about wearing green on St. Patty's Day, so it doesn't matter. And if you want to donate to my drunk fund directly, I do have PayPal, so if like you can bypass YouTube. Just let me know who, like when you send it, if it's your real name, and I don't want to dox you. So still like say, hey, in the chat, I donated this. If you're like gonna donate, and I'll make sure that I don't say anything to like reveal like if it's your real name, basically. Gravy D, what's up? Top of the evening to you. It's my 2 favorite leprechauns. Well, we might as well be short enough to be leprechauns at this point. So, Conroy, hello. Mr. Tex gifted 1 sub, and I noticed that was to Mr. Bentham earlier. Thank you so much. I will take a drink. Sweet. To that, I can't stop. I hiccuped a little bit. Daniel Stewart, hello. That was a fun gaming stream with Stefan Disparu. The pig one, I could not take seriously. That pig segment, I could not take seriously.
That was my favorite part.
I know it's your favorite part, and I'm like, you, in particular, do not even have to be in a fever dream. Or on drugs to come up with that story. Like, that is such a Steph segment. And the fact that Disparu was the pig that farted and fly, and you say like rainbow.
He farted rainbows and confetti.
Made it even better.
I don't know. Dude, we grilled ourselves. We turned into wieners. We played as wieners.
I know. So you're like hopping around like wieners on this thing. You're trying to figure out what to do.
That's so funny.
Mike Hill, hello. Grace says, I think my underwear is green. Oh, wait, I'm not wearing any. Well, if you're seeing green and not wearing underwear, you might want to get that looked at.
Uh-oh.
Tiny Metal Trees, what is up? Last Toxic Male, hella tight. Hashtag hella tight. Thank you so much, Last Toxic Male. TD, hello. Good to see you. Tazran, good to see you. What is up? JO Studios. What is up? What is up? Tommy Doyle. Good to see you all. If I miss anyone, I do apologize. Yeah, Last Toxic Male's like, ain't tight, ain't right. For real, for real. Hey, Jarrell, good to see you. Tara Crystal, hello, hello. Yes. Mrs.
Oh, Tara Crystal. Okay, I think it was my last kick stream that I did. It was like late. But I showed the puzzles that you sent me. I put them all together, and I showed the chat the puzzles. I have them all. I put them all together. I do that off camera, especially the puzzles, just because I don't have the space here to do it. But I put all the puzzles together, and then like I glued them onto a poster board. I showed them off during my last stream, so if you want to check that out. I'm pretty sure it was my last stream.
I'm playing a game that you should try. The Rubber Hose Forest.
Rubber Hose Forest?
Yeah, do you remember when Steamboat Willie in particular went into public domain?
Oh yeah.
It's you gotta survive basically like evil Steamboat Mickey. I haven't even made it past the first part. It is fucking hard because you.
Is it scary?
Okay, stop asking me that question because my threshold is higher than yours. Yeah. But because like, but at the same time, it's like you have to be quiet because it'll pick up. any
Oh,
sound
so
you
you
make.
can't say anything like in your
You have
mic?
to try not to say anything. So I have to be like really judicial when I'm talking. All right, I have to be really like like judicial about like when I talk to the chat as I'm playing this game. I haven't even made it past the first part basically. 'Cause I think it's a big troll to like so you don't get past. I don't even know if there's a second part after this because I haven't even like made it past the finding all this cargo.
Do you die?
Oh yeah, if
Is
he
that
catches you,
why?
you die.
Like, is that why
Yeah,
you
if he
can't get past? Did you die?
Yeah, well, if he catches you, you die, and you have to start over again, basically. So,
Start from the very beginning. There's like they don't save it.
nope, they don't save it. Nope, you gotta try it again.
Oh, that would be so frustrating.
I know, but my chat has fun with it by playing blurps and sound bits to see like how fast it can get me killed. So, I was like, have some fun.
Yeah.
And Steve came in one time like, have you told a D&D story? And I'm trying to be quiet, and I'm like, I can't tell the story right now, Steve. At that point, I got killed by Mickey. I'm like, that's why. I'm like, that's why.
I don't think I could do that. I can't be quiet.
It would make it for an interesting game.
Yeah, I can't be. I will unintentionally like start to hum or something. Just, oh.
At one point, I started humming, like, you know what? Just like, you gonna kill me? I was just humming. Like, where are you? Sep's a horrible driver.
Dude, I am terrible. I am garbage at driving.
Metalong, hello. Yeah, I didn't forget to start the stream. Just answer that question again. Cappy Nova, good to see you. Hello, hello. I know you're always personal with Maz's mom, and you're the driver, Last Toxic Male. So, Patrick McCarty, hello. Yep. Let's see. If I miss anyone, I apologize. I am a fan of Green Lantern, but that's not why it's green. That's not why I put the green light on. It's because it's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Like I was going to say earlier, I use Restream, but I go through OBS. So I don't know if it'll have the same issue since I haven't tried. I have it connected to my one YouTube channel, but I haven't tried streaming through OBS to YouTube. So I have no idea if it affected or if it's just Streamlabs. YouTube not liking Streamlabs or what? I haven't tried that yet.
Well, I use Streamlabs and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, but I had to disconnect Restream because, I got sent like a whole bunch of messages saying like someone's trying to get into your account and they blamed it on Restream. So I just went into my YouTube. I didn't like click on anything from there in the email, but I just went on YouTube and changed my password and then went to Restream and disconnected YouTube. So
Albert, $2 super chat or $2 Canadian, I should say super chat. Chilling at Popeyes after grocery shopping. I haven't had Popeyes since I was in Afghanistan.
I don't like Popeyes. Popeyes. Have you seen that reel of that guy? I showed it to you, right? Where the guy's like feeling the chicken with his eyes closed.
I don't think he did. I don't know if was it a reel?
It's a reel. Yeah.
I have to go back and look at it because you send me so many sometimes.
No, stop it. It's the guy who's like blindfolded and he has to guess which chicken that he touches. Did I not show that? I
think you did. I don't think you did. I don't remember that.
I'll find it. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I'm pretty sure I would remember something like that.
I know exactly where to find it too.
I bet you do. I always tend to bookmark all the videos, even the ones I send you sometimes, because inevitably if I forget to, I have to go back and like go through the saved ones. Jinja Ninja, hello all. Good to see you. Soul Assassin, what is up? No, that's what I said. Lost everything. You do all the driving anyway, so. I guess the steps kick. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're the best driver in Fortnite. Like when we would play, like years ago, you'd find a way to run me over each time. Shield Wall of Dragons. Hello. I got my driving skills from not just Grand Theft Auto, mainly Vice City, but I played Need for Speed. And then I got my flying skills from playing Crimson Skies. So yeah, that's interesting. Let's see if I'm missing anyone. I apologize. Dan Black, are you feeling seasick? You're looking kind of green. Where would I be, Dan? Where would I be, Blake, without you telling me? Without you like mansplaining all the little shit to me? I mean, keep it up, and I might not post a picture of the Cammy cosplay whenever it comes. Yeah, when Disparu goes quiet, he's dying on the inside.
When he goes quiet, he's getting so frustrated with me. Makes me want to swear. I feel terrible. Makes me want to cry.
Evan Martin, hello.
I'm like, sorry.
Sultan Alpha Team, what is up? Again, if I miss anyone, I do apologize. Beer foam, I believe that. The white represents the beer foam, I believe that. So, getting pitched either way, yeah. So, yeah, technically I'd be having to wear orange because of what the flags represents. This is my throne. It's like an Amazon wish list, so if you choose to purchase anything from me, I very much appreciate it. It's not necessary, but it is very much appreciated, and it keeps your information and my information safe, so it doesn't dox anything.
It's this one. You haven't seen this one, Mara?
No, you didn't send this to me.
Oh
No.
my god.
This is.
Ooh, hold on.
Okay, hold on. I gotta point out.
I don't know about.
I gotta point out. What is it about? Okay, I can't say this without sounding racist. But what is it about black people and not changing the batteries in the smoke alarm? Just about every fucking video I hear the smoke alarm go beep.
I didn't hear a smoke alarm. You heard
Yeah,
one?
go back. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
I
beep.
can't go back.
The smoke like beep.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Beep.
Trey says, I'll allow it.
Allow
This one.
Oh, I'll check
Let's
Tara.
see.
Sorry.
That's KFC. 100% KFC.
This is
Got
you
one
it.
of
can
my
always tell-
favorite
you can always tell-
videos.
You can always tell KFC because they like they're. You can always tell.
Mhm.
How do you know?
The taste is unique. Very unique. That's Publix chicken. Nope.
Did
From
you not
the
hear the beep?
smell?
That's Publix. Yes. That's Publix 100%. Popeyes. This Popeyes right here. This is my favorite. Yes. 100% Popeyes.
You just touched it.
You can tell the way Popeyes make their chicken is different than any of these. I don't know what else you got, but this one is for sure Popeyes.
Okay.
That's Church's. That's Church's. Look. Yeah, that's Church's right there. Look at this. You see the cracks in between the chicken? I can feel it. They have a bigger crack in it than any of the rest of them. You can tell that this is Church's right here.
Guess the chicken for $100.
Okay, here.
Ooh.
There it is.
Oh, okay, I heard it. Yeah.
It's on every fucking video. I hear that alarm go off, like beep, like that little chirp in the background.
Background.
I'm saying the beeping smoke detector is off. Like so on brand.
I love this was one of my favorite ones. This one and hold on, let me show you the other.
All right, continue saying hello to the chat.
I need to make this like one of my things that I can play. This one. Here, I love this one. I need to make this like a video on my channel. I freaking love this one.
Oh, that's good. Hey, hold on. What's that? That Dr. Pepper? That's that Dr. Pepper.
Whenever I talk to Epic Mike, I'm like, ooh, is that Dr. Pepper?
Trey's like, I've been that high.
I love that Dr. Pepper. Like, Mike, I'm drinking Dr.
Abomination, hello?
Pepper.
They turn into wieners, basically. So I was like, OMG, you're a wiener.
Yeah, we turned into wieners. That's that Dr. Pepper.
It's
I
called
love
Split-
that video.
It's called Split Fiction. That's the game that Steph and Disparu were playing, Soul Assassin. I don't know what the point of the game is, but that's the game they were playing.
Yeah, it's fun.
What's the going rate? Well, I mean, hold on. For like just a shot, $5. If you want me to, here.
A straight shot? Oh.
If you want me to drink the whole glass, in one go, $20.
$5 shots? Mario, that's cheap.
If for like a shot, which basically be like a swig, basically. That's $5. If you want me to drink this whole glass, $30. In one go.
Oh my.
In one go.
You're gonna down it.
Yep, I'll down it. Let's see. Can't wait for Screenboat. Yeah. I play games on Kick and Twitch. There's my Twitch.
That's not Pepper.
Yeah, this is my cap basically. I got 4 of the 5. You have to find 5 boxes, and I got 4. And I was carrying the 4th one back to the dock, and I'm gonna throw Gravy under the bus. Gravy played a sound bit or a blurb. And I'm carrying the fucking 4th box, trying to carry it back to the dock and avoid Mickey and Minnie, because there's evil Minnie too.
Yeah.
And that's how I got killed.
So you have to start all over. It doesn't.
I just started all over
your 4 boxes.
Yeah, it basically like does away with everything, and the box locations change each time.
Oh,
generally.
that sucks.
So it's like I can't just go, okay, I know where they are, and just go there. No, I have to wander around. Like, it's like looking all over the place and trying to avoid these oversized Mickeys, basically. It can be scary. It's kind of scary, Mr. Tex. Yeah, so it's called the Rubber Hose Forest. Let's see. That's for real. Popeyes is a shiznit. I have had last time I had Popeyes, I was in Afghanistan. And I know that sounds fucking strange hearing that from me, but I was in Afghanistan. There was a Popeyes. Well, it's in like one little building basically, but it was a Popeyes on one side and a Subway on the other. So one base in Afghanistan. So
Popeyes. That's that Dr. Pepper.
Pepper.
That's that Dr. Pepper.
I've never been to a Bojangles. That must be only like a southern thing. I've never seen one up here.
I don't know what that is.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen one. But I have Popeyes, KFC, and Chick-fil-A, and now Raising Cane's. That's it. Metal Mania all the way. Let's fucking go. Hello. Need for Speed? Yeah, I played Need for Speed. So I would find the one I played the most was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. And I'd always find the shortcuts in a way, basically. So when I would find them and never tell my siblings initially. So I'd be racing them and they'd be ahead of me, and all of a sudden I'd be ahead of them, and they'd be like, how the fuck did you get ahead of me? That's how I would do it. I'd find the shortcuts to bypass certain stuff.
I would die.
Then you need to. We'll find a way to get Need for Speed Hot Pursuits, and I'll race you.
You would win. That's not fair. I'm terrible at driving. That's not even fair.
I don't know if it was manual or automatic. You just picked a car, Jarrell, basically. Albert again. Hail Steph, High Priestess of the Spicy Cult, Slayer of She-Hulk's Destroyer of the Coven on The View, and Crusher of Trendy Bimbos. Who's next?
Snow White.
So, yeah, Crimson Skies was a really good game. Let's see. Keely Chow. Hello. Good morning from Hong Kong.
Keely?
Good morning, Keely. What is up? Let's see. We call it a smoke alarm, basically, because what's supposed to happen is the smoke's supposed to hit it first, and then you're supposed to, take care of it. So once it gets to a full-blown fire, then that's a problem. But every video I've seen,
yes.
Smoke detector, smoke alarm, basically, we call it that, because the smoke's supposed to hit it first. And I will look at the suggestion, Tara. I haven't been on Throne recently, that much, so.
Yeah, I have pollen allergies and cedar allergies right now. I think it's very high right now. So
let me make sure I don't miss anyone.
Allergic to the air.
Trace. They love their chicken. I'm on one hand impressed, and on the other hand, trying not to be stereotypical. I might just watching this video, I'm trying not to say what I really want to say.
Yeah, Soul. The wind is just really bad right now. Yeah, the wind has picked up the past couple of days.
Jay,
Oh my gosh!
Good day, everyone. Good day to you.
I'll go to bed and you can hear it through the window. It's extremely windy the past couple of days.
Did you put pregame before the stream started? I took a sip basically, but
I
Yeah,
didn't. I have mine here though.
but I'll say like I'll down this in one go. I mean, like I'm not saying like one gulp, but one go.
I have whiskey.
Either $30 super chat or $30 PayPal or whatever, basically. But
Oh yeah, Teresa, you know too. Yeah. It's brutal. The wind is crazy.
Yeah.
The wind has definitely kicked up a bunch of stuff that just I'm allergic to. So
It's Irish coffee. Yeah, so close enough, but Irish coffee. Oh, this one got me killed basically because Gravy D played the "It's John Cena"
oh yeah.
sound, and I'm like at the dock, and all I could do was like just stand there and watch as Mickey was like running up to me to kill me. That's all I could do. Is like it literally was that meme. Might as well die now.
You're like, well, just wait here until I die.
Pretty much it became that. Like, might as well die now. Hey, Numsky, hello. And Ms. Marmuses, my cohort in crime. So yeah, we did play D&D today. I'm going to tell you 2 stories because the last story had our characters going to Australia.
Oh.
And this one had our characters going to Thailand.
Raging Rhino had Foster's last night for the first time.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Did he gag?
Yeah, like oh my gosh. So they on Flashcast a week before last, they sent a super chat in so that Flash could get Rhino some Fosters. Because like they sell it there, but you can only like get a case and it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You would think it wouldn't be, right? Because it's the beer of Australia.
Yeah.
Australia.
But
no, yeah, you can only get it. So he wanted to get him Foster's and a Bloomin' Onion, but like there's no Outbacks where Rhino's at.
I know. It's like that's ironic.
Yeah.
Plenty around here.
There's no Outbacks. So like he can't get a Bloomin' Onion. So I was like, you should make it. Like I had the recipe for it and everything. But he was able to like get the case. So he has the case and it comes with like 24 beers. So he has 24 Fosters, and last night he drank 1.5 maybe because he's just like, oh, it's so gross. I think I'm gonna throw up. He's like, it tastes like piss. And Flash had also bought like a single one for himself, and Rhino was like, you have to drink them with me every time because that's his Flashcast beer from now on is the Foster's.
Oh my god.
He's like, I don't think I can do it. I can't do it. The beer is disgusting.
I'm kind of like with you, J.O. Beer does pretty much taste like piss water to me. It doesn't matter the brand. But that's what I heard about Foster's. Like it was like not as bad as Victorian bitters. Like that I think is like supposed to be really bad. But Foster's is like close.
There are some beers that I like, but for the most part I just like liquor.
That's what I'm saying. Like a VB, Victoria or bitters is like that's what it stands for. And I'm like, I think that's supposed to be like really nasty. Jody's like, I like Foster's.
Oh no.
But anyway, all right. So let's talk the Superman movie real fast. I saw this and I thought, well, let's just see like the impression that some people are having like with the Superman movie because it says alleged. Now, I will most likely still see this movie. I'm not exactly looking forward to it. But alleged early reaction gives Superman a decent score, but ranks it below Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad.
Really?
I'm assuming Suicide Squad, the James Gunn Suicide Squad. That's what I'm assuming. I did not read the article.
Yeah,
but right below those two.
Yeah, it's the Suicide Squad is James Gunn's movie.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad is David Ayer. Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'm like, I saw that and I was like, now granted it's early reactions. And
yeah, but I mean, you want it to be better than a Peacemaker show.
I know. Yeah, exactly. The Unknown Correspondent scored Superman a 7.5 out of 10, which isn't bad. However, it comes in behind the Suicide Squad, which garnered a 9, and Peacemaker, which gets an 8.
I haven't seen Peacemaker, but some people say it was good. I just don't like John Cena as Peacemaker. I don't know. I don't like him. But the Suicide Squad was fine.
I did not like it because they like. Well, I don't play blame David Ayer for his version because WB stepped in and like basically fucked it
Yeah,
up. Basically. But no one has gotten Suicide Squad right. They're not the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're not the one-liners. Basically, there can be like moments of levity, but they're bad guys. They're going in to take care of stuff and get thrown under the bus if it goes bad.
yeah.
So
I don't know. The Suicide. I have to see. You know what? That's actually kind of bad because I don't really remember who the villain was in the Suicide Squad. Like it wasn't memorable. It wasn't a memorable movie.
Starro.
I remember. Oh, that's right, Starro.
Yeah, because they used Polka Dot Man because they's like,
right.
Look, that's your mom, and I'm like, are you serious?
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Because Polka Dot Man.
It was fine. It was definitely done for a wide audience. So I mean, if that's what this Superman movie is going to be like, then I think a lot of people will like it. If you're a comic book person, there are things that were changed in the Suicide Squad that not a lot of people liked. I didn't like the whole Harley Quinn side story, just because she's the popular character and everything. So she had to get her own
now.
She had to get her own side story. I don't know. There was a lot of potential. I don't like that they killed Rick Flag. That was terrible.
I was pissed at that. I was like, you like why did you do that?
Great. Yeah.
They also ruined Mongol because Mongol is supposed to be like really powerful, like on par with Superman in terms of powers.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically did her dirty. I should say Mongal. I should say did her dirty. He looks like so bland.
I think he looks fine. I honestly do. I think he looks fine. I don't mind his look as Superman. I don't mind his look as Clark Kent either. Like there's a clear. I like the clear distinction between the two. Clark Kent has the curly hair up top. Superman is very sleek. I like the clear distinction between the two. I don't mind him, but at the same time, that's just going by looks because the only thing that I've ever seen him in was Twisters, and his part in there was relatively small. So I don't know how it's going to be like acting wise. I do like what's his name, Lex Luthor, the guy that plays Nick Holt. Is that
Nicholas Holt?
Yeah, I do like him. So I think I'm looking forward to seeing Lex Luthor more than I am Superman. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm just
nothing about the trailer.
I did kind of like the Suicide Squad. It was fine, but I haven't even watched Peacemaker. I don't know, a 50-50 chance I'll like it. The new movie.
I haven't watched Peacemaker, so I don't know if this movie in any way is going to tie to Peacemaker. I hope not. Final super chat from Michael. In the new animated series, Weasel was framed for murdering children. He tried to save them. Is that Creature Commandos?
He was framed?
In the animated series, according to Mike Hill. Is that Creature Commandos you're talking about?
In the Suicide Squad, that's why he's in jail, right? That's why he's in prison, because he ate babies?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. But in I guess this new animated series, he was framed. Anyway.
Will James Gunn be allowed to develop his universe? I don't know. What do you think will happen if Superman doesn't do well? Because I think everything is hitching on Superman doing well.
Yeah, everything pretty much at this point is hitching on Superman doing. It's basically hitching on Superman doing well because WB is at a point where this is literally make or break for them. They were going to do that Batgirl movie. They scrapped it.
Yeah.
They'll
do Batman, so they'll go back to the Batman. Robert Pattinson actually said that they need to hurry up and do it because he started off as young Batman, and by the time they get to the movie, he's going to be old Batman.
Yeah, I was like, he's right at the rate they're going. He's right. Even though I would not be looking forward to a sequel to that movie. Like they do have to hurry up because that's probably one of the few ones that even garnered any type of positive reaction for Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
at this point.
Especially
but then they brought James Gunn in
too.
And DC. I'm not saying it's completely dark, but in tone, it's darker than Marvel. And they bring
That's
James
what I like
Gunn
about it,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, and they bring James Gunn in, who I think is probably one of the worst ones you could bring in, because he doesn't do dark. He's the Guardians of the Galaxy guy, basically. That's not DC. And I'm like, why did you bring James Gunn in? You turned the Suicide Squad into
Superman isn't dark, Mara. That's why.
He's been dark in the comics, basically.
Okay,
like,
but this Superman is not going to be that way. You know, it would be odd doing Batman movie, maybe, but
he did Suicide Squad movie, and the Suicide Squad is supposed to be dark. They're not supposed to be light or anything like that. They're not supposed to be like a DC version of Guardians of the Galaxy. They're not supposed to be that.
Yeah, he certainly made them DC's version of Guardians, but that did well. It appealed to a lot of people. Actually, I don't know if it did well. I didn't follow its box office or anything like that.
What I disliked about when Suicide Squad came out were the people who said, at least it's not woke. Well, at least it's not woke. Doesn't mean it's good. Because Michael Bay's Transformers movies were far from woke, and they were shit.
So Michael said Guardians 3 had its dark moments. It did. And you know what? It was done. I think that James Gunn can pull off like really emotional moments in shows or in his movies. You know, so as with Guardians 3, there were definitely like emotional moments. There were some things that I did like about Guardians 3, some things that I didn't. It was fine. I thought it was fine.
So, hey, Steve, hello. Steve's saying you have to watch Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle? What is that? I'm gonna look it up. He's at homework. I have homework. Steve is giving me homework.
First 3 were not that good, Daniel. They were not that good. The Transformers movies were not that good.
I don't know what this movie is. It looks like Top Gun.
It's kind of like Top Gun meets. Oh, what else? But it's a little bit Top Gun, but it's like a kind of like a meets another 80s movie, and I can't remember. Yes, with Louis Gossett Jr. Lou Gossett Jr. I've
been listening to a bunch of like political debates and true crime. That's like completely different. Completely different things, but that's what I've sort of like been listening to in the background.
I didn't bother with Guardians 3 because Guardians 2, they ruined Ego. Made him a villain. Why? No.
You might like Guardians 3. If you want
Gigawatt, hello. But yeah, so basically this is early reactions are putting it below this stuff right here.
So below Guardians 1 through 3. Wow. Peacemaker.
It's basically on like pretty much I think on par
so
with Guardians.
On par with Creature Commandos.
Yeah. Which look, Lazy Eye Superman.
I think that's just the camera. The camera makes it look freaking weird. I don't like the way that looks. But he is I don't know. I think he looks fine as Superman.
I'm saying I'm not saying in terms of physical looks he doesn't look like Superman. Physically he looks like Superman. I'm looking at how he emotes. And I'm not seeing anything. That's what I'm saying. He looks bland. Like he looks like he needs cue cards to tell him what he's supposed to be feeling. He can't figure it out himself based on the lines.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like in terms of people that I'm looking forward to seeing, that's why I say Nicholas Hoult, because I've seen him in a bunch of things and I really like him as an actor. But here, like the only thing I've ever seen this guy in is Twisters. I haven't seen him in anything else. So I don't have really much to gauge or go by unless like I have to go to his IMDb and see something different that he's been in and watch that. So I'm trying to like, but I'm also like trying not to do that so that way I can go into this movie like with a fresh, clean slate and just be able to judge him off of this. So I don't know.
Albert saying the Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, Gunn will drop the ball because he doesn't respect the lore. He didn't respect the lore in Suicide Squad. none of the Guardians of the Galaxy is comic accurate. It succeeded in spite of him, not because of him. Have you've watched Warm Bodies, right?
No.
That has Nicholas Hoult. That has Nicholas Hoult. It's a zombie rom-com, in a way. You'd like it.
It's a zombie movie?
It's a zombie movie. It's a zombie movie, but it's like a rom-com.
It looks like Twilight.
It weirdly works. It weirdly works. You should watch it. You should watch Warm Bodies. I'm just saying. I know you don't like zombies, but you.
It says Warm Bodies is the Twilight version of a zombie story,
but better.
Okay.
But better in my opinion.
Oh, Dave Franco's in it.
Yeah. Who's going to be the new Batman?
Robert Pattinson.
Well, after Robert Pattinson, I'm assuming. See, that's the thing. It depends. Are you trying to start him out as young again?
Yeah, young, old. It depends on what story they're
like,
going for.
It really depends on like what stage of Batman are you talking about with the new Batman? Because I would love for them to bring back. I mean, I don't want Ben Affleck coming back to work for Warner Brothers because they fucking screwed him over. But I would love Ben Affleck to come back to play.
Affleck? How do you say Affleck?
Affleck. Shut up. To come back as like Bruce Wayne in his prime, because he really was one of the best parts about Zack Snyder's universe is his portrayal as Batman. So I'd love him to come back. I don't trust Warner Brothers at all, but I would like him to come back. I'll be showing the commercial gravy. So yeah.
Jensen Ackles. He's already voicing Batman. Might as well, right?
Might as well. I'd like him to darken his hair.
I like Jensen Ackles.
I mean, I like him as an actor. I like him. Like I would say, like have him like dye his hair darker, and he'd be a decent youngish Bruce Wayne. Like past the whole Batman Year One, like Robert Pattinson kind of thing.
And he's tall,
but not quite Batman in his prime.
He's tall, so he's like he would be have that intimidating stature as well.
Yeah, I'm saying like, he could work. All I would say basically would be basically just dye his hair a bit darker. Dye his hair a bit darker.
Trey keeps asking us if we're hyped for Supergirl. No.
No. Like yeah, just bulk up just a little bit, especially if he's like Batman in his prime, because like just a little bit, he'd be good. He'd be good as Batman. Yeah. So, but like as I was saying, as this article says, like right now, early reactions have it basically as the Superman movie as it's okay. Basically, it doesn't come across to me as like you absolutely have to see it in theaters. Pretty much, that's what I'm getting. Hey, Mr. Bentham. Yeah, below the Suicide Squad is kind of bad.
Yeah. We'll see. Like, I'm going in there with fresh eyes, optimistic. We'll see how it does. We'll see how I like it.
So, but this other article I have.
Jason Momoa is going to be in Supergirl. Jason Momoa is going to be in Supergirl, isn't he?
I think so. I don't know. The only movie I know Jason Momoa is going to be in this year is a Minecraft movie. Are you going to go see that?
That comes out in like what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
This week?
I think it's like the week before my birthday. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, we should watch that movie for your birthday.
No, we're not. No, we're fucking not.
We should do that. We should watch it for your birthday.
He's playing Lobo. Oh, okay. He's playing.
Oh, that's right. He's playing Lobo. Yeah.
Basically, I can see him as Lobo. Acting wise, we'll see.
We're watching it for your birthday, Mara.
But according to this, why do you hate me? But according to this, an insider claims the fate of DC and Warner Brothers hangs in the balance if Superman is not successful.
Yeah.
So I can kind of believe it. I'm not going to buy into like it's like if this movie does not succeed, Warner Bros. Is toast. Basically, I don't think they're exactly going to be toast, but the DC universe definitely will be hanging in the balance.
Well, because
If this does
they're
not succeed.
yeah, they've hitched their everything to James Gunn.
Yeah.
You know, and they have like a bunch of projects with him. He's basically DC's Kevin Feige right now. You know, and this is launching it. This is launching the new DC. So if it gets rejected, if it's not good, if people don't like it, if people are criticizing the movie, if it's not received well, then Warner Brothers might be screwed. You know, they've have Creatures Commando and then the new Supergirl movie. The new Batman is going to be the Batman 2. That's what do they call those? Elseworlds movies?
Yeah,
Those are Elseworlds movies. Yeah. But they might start like saying, hurry the fuck up, make that movie. I honestly think that it's bad that movie isn't even like filming yet, simply because like it shouldn't. I would think that they would want to capitalize on the popularity of the Penguin movie, you know, because the Penguin did so well. It was received well by the audience. So I'm surprised that they're not capitalizing off of that, right? Off of that popularity. Like, get in there, hurry up, let's go, let's make the Batman movie, because that's that world, that's that universe. So,
$2 super chat. Thank you so much from Albert. Gary Sinise or David Caruso as Commissioner Gordon? Remind me who David Caruso is again.
Yeah, I can't remember who David Caruso is. Hold on.
Because I could see Gary Sinise, but I can't remember David Caruso. I can't say.
Oh, David Caruso. He's oh my gosh. He's a Kane, Horatio Kane.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly wouldn't mind David Caruso as Jim Gordon. I wouldn't mind that. I don't like Gary Sinise's voice. To be honest,
that's why he's like familiar. Yeah, CSI Miami star.
Yeah, CSI Miami.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind him as Jim Gordon. Honestly,
he could be good.
I don't know how old is he? He's 69 69.
Yeah, he's old. Well, he could be like a good, decent age Commissioner Gordon.
He's 69.
See, the problem, it wasn't exactly the problem with the DCEU. The problem was instead of letting Zack Snyder, like, whether you like Zack Snyder's take on DC or not, is beside the point when I say this, basically. It's beside the point. But instead of letting Zack Snyder finish his vision and then use the Flash movie to create the Elseworlds movies, basically, DC wanted to play catch-up with Marvel and effectively turned the DC universe that they had garnered the rights to into basically a Marvelized version of it, which did not fucking work. So that's what I would have done if I were running Warner Brothers and I had the DC property. I would have let Zack Snyder finish his vision, because they panicked. Basically, they panicked and like, oh my god, we get to go change this, blah 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 blah. And they stepped in and fucked everything up. Whether you liked Zack Snyder's vision, beside the point. Warner Brothers fucked it all up. And as a result, basically, the DCEU was like basically scrapped. And basically, Zack Snyder can be an asshole, but he got the most of the blame, which he should not have gotten the most of the blame for that. But like I said, if I were running DC, or running Warner Brothers, and I had the DC property, I would have let him finish his vision, then use the Flash movie to create the Flashpoints, storyline, and open up the Elseworlds. Boom. Problem fucking solved. So if you don't like Zack Snyder's version, you got this Elseworlds version to look at or watch. You have this Elseworlds version. Fucking problem solved. But retards are running Warner Brothers.
I would like to go back on my David Caruso answer. I think David Caruso, like maybe 6 years ago, Jim Gordon, perfect. But right now, maybe Gary
Sinise. Which is ironic, because both
of them are CSI actors.
Yeah, both of them are CSI actors, because like one was Miami, David Caruso.
Miami and New York. Yeah. I love CSI.
Yeah. I liked CSI New York more than the original CSI. Like, I liked the CSI show.
I liked CSI. Yeah, I liked CSI Vegas and then CSI Miami. And like, I didn't really watch a lot of CSI New York. I watched maybe like 5 episodes, and that was it.
I got into watching that more. I don't know why. I just started preferring that one to the original. And not because the original was bad. I don't know. I just started preferring the New York one. I think maybe because I liked Gary Sinise as an actor more than
Yeah, he's really
on the
good.
show.
It took me a while to get used to CSI Miami, but then again, like I think I watched them. Well, I bought all of the Vegas ones. I bought like the Vegas ones, and that's how I watched those. And then I think I watched the Miami ones on Netflix, and then I ended up buying them because there's a lot of stuff that like they include in the Blu-rays that they don't include on Netflix, like it's cut down. So yeah, but I really love those two.
Just checked. Warner Brothers is in big time debt of $40 billion. Yeah, big time debt. Yeah, so they are.
They really need
to
succeed.
They need, yeah. So
they needed to succeed. They needed to kick off their DC universe.
Bryan Cranston, yes, he would make a good Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
Younger, people think of Bryan Cranston and they think of Walter White in Breaking Bad. You gotta think of Bryan Cranston kind of like between Malcolm in the Middle and Breaking Bad. He could be a good slightly younger. He could be a good Jim Gordon. And they had the perfect casting with Dr. Fate and fucking ruined it. They had the perfect casting with Dr. Fate, Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, and fucking ruined him. I'm just saying. I'm saying actual Flashpoint. Just use the Flashpoint movie as a means of creating the Elseworlds multiverse within the cinematic universe of DC. Problem fucking solved. I'm just saying.
Are you looking forward to this new Superman movie?
I'm not looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm most likely going to watch it because I'd say we are gonna talk about it on Talk Nerdy. It's almost a given pretty much at this point. But I'm not really looking forward to it. Nothing about the trailer. Two things. Overall, nothing about the trailer piqued my interest. I thought way too much was going on for a beginning movie for this character. Like way too much was fucking happening.
Well, I don't think it's supposed to be a beginning movie. I think James Gunn has said like it's not going to be something like that. He's already been doing work.
Well, not when I say beginning, but still, from what I can tell, Lois does not know he's Superman. So technically, it's a beginning movie. It's not like he's been doing it for a while and people know. Like Lois knows he's Superman. He's still hiding that fact from her. So technically, it's still early in him being Superman. Mm-hmm. That's why I said way too much is happening. Way too much is happening because you got Guy Gardner. Green Lantern showing up, Hawkgirl showing up.
I like that they're bringing in these characters, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's going to fucking feel like when they threw all the characters together, it feel bloated. Like they threw all the characters in the DC when the Zack Snyder movies. As much as I like them, I'm like, yeah, you need to kind of do a little bit at a time. When you throw them all in, they're not going to get time to shine properly. So, who's going to care about Hawkgirl in this bloated movie? Who's going to care about Uncle Fester Guy Gardner in this movie? Basically, who's going to care about Mr. Terrific? Basically, who's going to are they actually going to get their times to shine? And then you have who's the big bad supposed to be? Basically,
Supergirl's in it too.
Yeah, Supergirl's in. It's going to be so fucking bloated. That's my problem with this movie. Then you have Lex Luthor, who's basically one of Superman's main villains, but then you have this other big bad going on in the background while Superman and Lois are having a little fucking heart to heart. And at that point, Superman should not be having a crisis of faith and need a pep talk from Lois. Brainiac, thank you. He should be going out and facing Brainiac at that point. Like, bye, Lois. Boom. Like, he does not need to have a heart to heart with Lois while Brainiac is destroying Metropolis in the background. I do not have any hope at all for this movie. Yeah, like how they crammed 3 villains into Spider-Man 3 without letting Sam Raimi just focus on Sandman, which is what he wanted to do. No, you had to throw in Venom and Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it feels like it's going to be way too fucking bloated. It needed to be toned down in terms of the characters.
No, I'm with Patrick. I'm glad that Crypto's in it.
Crypto's probably going to be the only part that I actually enjoy.
I'm looking forward to seeing Crypto.
It's probably going to be like the only part I enjoy. Like, ooh, doggy. That's what I'm going to be like. Oh, like, oh, cute. Doggo. That's what it would be like. Or an origin, like I'd say, basically, not an origin story, but basically a solo movie for Green Lantern. If you're gonna bring Guy Gardner in, do a solo movie for him. Let us get to know that fucking character, all right? Because most people know Hal Jordan, all right? Most of people know Hal Jordan. Most people love Jon Stewart as Green Lantern. If you bring people into liking Guy Gardner, all right? If you're gonna bring him in, Hawkgirl. Does any of you in chat? Any of you, Steph? Do you give a shit that she's in the movie?
Who?
Hawkgirl.
No, but at the same time, I'm like, I hope that I'm glad they're bringing all of these DC characters into this movie. But I mean, I don't really care. But at this point, like Mr. Terrific, he's also in it.
Yeah.
So like I'm glad that they're bringing these characters into the DC universe just so people can be introduced to these characters, because like these are characters that haven't really been seen,
but in one movie, it's one thing to bring them into the universe, but to bring them all into one movie, and it's a Superman movie.
But we don't know how they're going to bring them in, Mara, either.
But it's a Superman movie. Yes.
Why
are you bringing all these other characters in?
Movie that where he's depicted as already like being in this hero in Metropolis. He's already been here doing his Superman thing. He's already established himself here. He's already like made these connections. He's already been here.
Well, then why is there a scene of people berating him?
Because that's natural with people who are unfamiliar with aliens. He's essentially an alien, and that's natural within humanity to reject something you're unfamiliar with. So I can get on board with that type of thing.
Then that makes it an early Superman career that he hasn't been.
It doesn't have to be an early Superman career thing. There could still be people who, even though he is doing all of these heroic things, who still do not like the idea of like giving him that power and letting him do that because he's not human. He's an alien. Who knows? He might turn against them. Like there would still be like humanity, a part of humanity that does that. Because there's still that part of people where like, not everybody is going to just completely accept.
Mm-hmm. But here's
I don't think that this is going to be an origin story. I think that different things will happen.
I didn't say
origin story. Either that or something is going to happen where civilians die, and that's why they're upset.
I didn't say origin story. I didn't say origin story, but early in his career, like Batman Year One, early in his career, where he's not entirely fully established as Batman, basically, right? Because Lois doesn't know he's Superman.
It seems like she does, though, in the trailer. Like
maybe at some point
they're already an established couple in the trailer. Like it seems like she does know that he is Superman.
I don't get that impression. Not for like most of the scenes in the movie. Maybe near the end, but not.
They're a couple. They're like making out in the movie, and then as Superman, he's flying, holding her, and they're making out too. So
how do you know that's not near the end of the movie?
I would think that she would know that he is Superman.
How do you not know? How do you not know that that's not the end of the movie or close to the end of the movie?
Because what's his name? James Gunn said that most of the trailer is the first part of the movie.
Do you believe every fucking thing James Gunn says?
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to I don't know. I'm trying to not shut myself off against this movie 100%. Right, I'm trying to have a little bit of optimism here.
And he said most, not all, most. Which
he did say most. Yeah, he said most.
Means that scene of them flying together could be near the end of the movie. There's a couple of
scenes that are from the end of the movie.
Which could be the scene where he's holding up flying and kissing her. That could be near the end of the movie.
That could be the end. That could be the end. You could be 100% right. That could be the end. But it seems like she already does know that he's Superman. From the impression that I'm getting from the trailer.
But again, I'm just saying, to me, it makes no sense. The only one that makes sense for it to be there is Supergirl and Lex Luthor. That's it. Why is Green Lantern there? Why is Hawkgirl there? Why is Mr. Terrific there? Why is Brainiac the big bad, but you have Lex Luthor as well? I'm just saying, it feels
maybe they're here because Brainiac comes. Maybe Superman has been fighting Lex Luthor this whole time, and now Brainiac is here, and so then all of these other people come to help. Because he can't do it on his own. I have no idea. Nobody knows.
He's going to call Hawkgirl and and maybe Green Lantern, but Hawkgirl over Wonder Woman and Batman and the Flash.
Maybe Green Lantern comes because he's been what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, tracking Brainiac or something. Like maybe that's
of those three, the Green Lantern
there.
That's the only one. That's the only one that makes sense for Superman to call of the ones I've seen. But Hawkgirl, really, over Wonder Woman?
We don't have Wonder Woman in James Gunn's universe right now.
No, I'm saying that's why it doesn't make any fucking sense.
We don't have her yet. So how is she supposed to come in if she's not established yet?
Then why is
Hawkgirl, but not Wonder Woman?
Hawkgirl's not even established yet. Hawkgirl's not even fucking established yet, but she's making a fucking appearance in this movie. So why do we have Hawkgirl first in this universe and no fucking Wonder Woman? It makes no sense.
Am I fucking James Gunn and am I in his brain?
You're the one who's trying to be optimistic about this. It makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense. You're the one who's trying to be optimistic about it. I'm not trying to
be optimistic. I'm trying to like go in here and give it a chance because that's what I want to do. I want to go in here and give this movie a chance. Like a movie that's coming out. It's a DC movie, a new Superman movie. Yeah, everything before it is gone. I hate that, but whatever. We're moving forward from here on out. I want to give this movie a chance. I have no idea what this movie is going to be about. Going from the trailer, still no idea what this movie is going to be about. I could take my guesses here and there, but why are all of these characters in this movie? I have no fucking clue. Why did he decide to bring Hawkgirl over Wonder Woman? No fucking clue. We have to go in and watch it.
Oh God, Abomination. So they brought JSA without establishing any of them in Black Adam. Yes. They brought in the JSA without establishing any of them in Black Adam. Yeah, and they ruined Dr. Fate. They race swapped Cyclone and made Black Adam an antihero. How well did that do?
I'm pretty sure all of that was done at the behest of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
No, I'm just saying, like, they have not gotten anything right. I'm just saying they've not gotten anything right since pushing Zack Snyder out.
Like, The Rock wanted to do his own fucking thing with Black Adam, which is why that movie fucking sucked balls.
Shazam 2 flopped also. Yeah, they literally killed Dr. Fate. Yeah, but they ruined him basically. When they did, they had the perfect casting for Dr. Fate and Pierce Brosnan. Perfect fucking casting. And they just kill him off. Blue Beetle, they have not had a good track record. Their gun shills defending Guy Gardner, Puppy Bowl ad. I think Guy Gardner, even if it's comic book accurate, doesn't mean it translates well to live action. So, there's another Guy Gardner look where he has kind of a shaved bottom half, bottom part of his head, and hair up here.
It wasn't like Aquaman 2, Shazam 2, Blue Beetle, all of that was still under development before what's his name came in. Those were the last few movies.
I'm saying they haven't
that were in development with Warner. Black Adam, all those were in development under Warner Brothers before James Gunn came in. He kind of inherited them and tried to give them press before they came out, simply because it's DC and I now work.
I'm not blaming
James Gunn for movies money. All of those movies were corporatized. You could tell they're studio movies. That's why they fucking suck.
I said WB has not had a good track record. I did not blame James Gunn on them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to blame James Gunn for the Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. Because he...
I'm not defending James Gunn whatsoever, but I will try and give him a chance with this new Superman movie.
So, but anyway, yeah. I have zero faith. I'm going in with no expectations. If I watch this movie, and granted I will most likely because we were talking about this on Talk Nerdy, chances are I won't be seeing it in theaters. I'll be sailing the high seas, Jack Sparrowing it, to talk about it. But nothing about this movie gives me hope. And costume designs look lackluster at best. And the only two positives I could say for what I've seen so far were Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, because he's a very good actor.
Yeah.
I think he looks a little too young to play Lex. And looks-wise, I know age-wise, he's not. But I'm saying it's like, but he looks younger than Superman, and he's not supposed to be exactly younger than Superman. He's not supposed to look younger than Clark Kent. He's not exactly that much older than Clark, but he's not young. Doesn't look younger than him, and he looks a little too young. Age-wise, he's fine. Looks-wise, looks a little too young. Basically Superman's been like at this for a little while, basically. So he looks a little too young. And in Crypto. Those are the only two positives I can say. The dog and Lex Luthor.
Mm. I'm with Trey. Mr. Terrific looks fine.
So
this could be hot in lingerie.
And then you have the idiots who saw Mr. Terrific and go, "Oh, another race swap," and I'm like, "No, Mr. Terrific has always been black."
Yeah.
So you could tell the clickbaiters who don't know anything about DC when they saw Mr. Terrific, and they just automatically assumed that was a race swap version of a white villain. I'm like, no, he's always been black. So what are you talking about? Anyway, yeah, Booker T should have been Mr. Terrific. But we'll talk about the movie you have seen that you got to talk about last week, because apparently this movie just came out 2 weeks ago. I don't want notifications. Get away.
I think it came out at the end of it came out on the 7th, on March 7th.
So a little over a week ago.
Yeah, it hasn't been out long.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it came out on the 7th.
Already coming to digital streaming.
Yeah.
That's the word we're getting. And I think it's...
Who made this film? Does it say?
Let's see. Parasite director Bong Joon-ho, sci-fi comedy. From what I read, it should not even be a comedy. Starring Robert Pattinson. It's apparently heading to digital streaming.
Warner Brothers did. Okay, Warner Brothers.
According to When to Stream, Mickey 17 is expected to be released on digital streaming via premium video on demand Tuesday, March 25th. So a little over a week.
Yeesh.
And from what I saw, because I was tagged on something in on X by Mike Hill, that apparently it's set to lose the studio $100 billion. $100
billion?
$100 million. Sorry, $100 million, because it hasn't even broken even.
No.
So it's set to lose them $100 million. So comment of mine, don't take 50 years, yeah. So basically $100 million. So sorry. Little slip of the tongue, little faux pas. My only criticism of Crypto is that Gunn used his dog for the look. Oh, yeah, I can see that. It kind of is because, I didn't see it, but Steph saw it.
Another anti-capitalism movie. He does those types of movies. This one is... Some people have said that it's like that, it's an anti-capitalism movie, a classism movie, but I didn't see that with this one. Honestly, I really didn't see that with this one. The class of people, the class sections, I can kind of see, but not with this movie, because he does make movies like that, but I couldn't see it with this one. I don't know how long it takes.
So granted, he was adapting a book, so maybe he couldn't exactly put that interpretation in, but
yeah, I don't know how long it takes for Warner Brothers to from theater to streaming. I'm not too sure how long it takes them to put movies onto streaming. The earliest I've ever seen was 2 weeks, I think. Maybe. I think that's the earliest I've ever seen it. I think Shazam 2 was the first time I've ever seen a movie like get released and then put on streaming within the same month.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if this movie is performing poorly in the theater, then they're going to want to try and make money as quickly as possible, and they'll put it on streaming to have people like at home buy it and watch it.
Yeah.
I there were some parts in this movie that I liked. I see like the vision. I can see a story here, but it just pulled me out of the movie for the most part. There were too many things that took place in this movie that reminded me of normal everyday life. So I was just like, yeah, I can't get into it, right? It's supposed to be escapism. Movies are supposed to be escapism. You're supposed to go to these movies, not watch and go and be entertained, not watch a documentary of stuff that has happened in the real world. I can see the potential for this movie to have done really well. I like the premise of it. I wish we saw more of like the personalities of Mickey, because focusing on that could have been really cool. Instead, we're just sort of told about them, this throwaway line. It would give Robert Pattinson to flex his acting chops, but instead we were given this sort of like anti-Trump movie. It was really weird. I didn't like it. Like the girl that took out, or it was an anti-Trump movie, and the person to take Mark Ruffalo's place, who was supposed to be representing Trump, ended up being a black woman. So it was kind of like, oh, well, is she Kamala Harris? Like, you know what I mean? So it was kind of weird. I didn't like it. I liked it, but I didn't like it. The more I think about it, the more faults it has the more negatives it has than positives. I think like fresh out of the movie theater, I was trying to like it. I was discussing it with some friends of mine who went and watched it. So the more I think about it, the more I don't like it. I wish that they had gone a different way with this movie. So.
Well, I mean, like if they'd actually based it on the book, because what I'm saying is like they kind of took the overall premise of the movie and just kind of threw away the actual themes from the book to make like an anti-Trump type movie. Yeah. And like against toxic masculinity. So it's like,
yeah, I wish that they had gone a different way, but it's whatever, they didn't. And so now they're losing money. And it's going straight to streaming, so they can try and make money from the people who didn't want to go to the theater and watch it. Like you can watch it at home comfortably.
I'm going to wait till it comes to streaming, but still, if I still watch it, which the chances are I'm not, but I'll still save the seas after it comes to streaming.
Well, I mean, if it's worth watching, I suppose, on streaming, but like when it's free on streaming, don't pay for it. You know what I mean? Like if it comes to streaming and you have to pay for it, you have to rent it or whatever, don't do it. I would wait for it to either sell the high seas or wait for it to like be on streaming for free. It's worth a watch for free. And you can make up your own mind about it. You can make up your own interpretations of the movie when you watch it for free. I wouldn't pay for this movie again, unfortunately. And I was excited about this movie too. I was looking forward to it. Well, it's one of the movies I was looking forward to for the beginning of the year.
Well, it made it look like a comedy where it's like there's humor.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a sci-fi comedy, and I wish that they leaned more into that, but they didn't.
Well, okay, Jacob Watch sent a $30 super chat. I'm gonna like bottoms up basically. But Dan, if you want me to say it like Dr. Evil next time, the $100 billion thing, $30 super chat or $30 PayPal, bud, and I'll say it like Dr. Evil. But bottoms up, all right?
Is that just for Mara? I don't have much left in mine. I guess I'll take it. Oh, she took it like a champ.
See? Told you I could. Thank you, Jacob.
Took it like a champ. I can't do that. Oh.
So, as I said, $30. I will fill up another glass and I'll down it.
Bald cap? You have a bald cap, Mara?
What? Who said that? Well, I'm not paying attention. What?
Dan Blackroy. Hold on. I need a chaser.
No, I don't have a bald cap. I mentioned like he wanted me to say the $100 billion like Dr. Evil. It's like I'll send it to people who wear the bald cap basically. And it's like, no, I don't have a bald cap. So But yeah, as I said, I'll save it. Another $30. I'll drink this. I have look, I'll show you. This is what's left of the bottle. So another $30, I'll drink this. Anyway, so basically Mickey 17 is coming to streaming, so we have not seen it in theaters. What I would do, and you want to see it out of curiosity, what I would do is wait until it comes to streaming. Trey says it's on the C's, but wait until it comes to streaming. And that way the C's version will be the streaming version. And cam version's always hit and miss.
Oh, yeah.
So wait until it comes to streaming, wait a little bit, and then look for it on the C's because that'll be the streaming version, and watch it that way. That's what I would do. What? I'm not that bad.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Just because you paid to get me drunk? No, I'm not that bad. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. All right. You want to? No, I don't want to show you. I'll show you off stream.
Yeah. Come on, close tab. Thank you. And we're not really going to go into this article, but I saw this and I'm like, because it shows how basically sequels have been struggling. They call it Captain America 4, but it's basically Captain Falcon. Brave New World, Paddington, Peru. Not too many families took their kids to go see the Paddington movie, basically. Black Bag. I heard good things about Black Bag. I might try to see it in theaters. But I have not yet to be able to see it. And Mickey 17. So basically not been a good start to the year roughly for movies. I'm kind of with Trey where it's the only decent one I've seen so far. The only decent ones I've seen so far, and I wouldn't say they're great, was Hard Eyes. Because it's basically that slasher movie where it's the killer kills couples on Valentine's Day. And The Monkey. But from my opinion, you have to watch The Monkey more like a dark comedy because it's based on Stephen King's short story.
Oh, okay.
So you kind of have to kind of more watch the movie as a dark comedy. But I'm saying in terms of the movies I've seen, I'm not saying they're great. I'm just saying I didn't leave the theater going, that was complete shit. Sort of situation. And I told Trey about a big plot hole I saw in The Monkey, basically. So I'm like, did they not try this sort of situation? But I did enjoy Hard Eyes. That's the only one I truly enjoyed. And The Monkey was yeah, it's decent, basically. But nothing so far where it's oh my god, these are so good. Absolutely go see this in theaters. Nothing. So far. The only movie that's when I say piqued my interest, I mean just enough to go, you know what, out of morbid curiosity, I kind of want to see what they do to see what the twist could be, is that movie Drop. It actually comes out the day after my birthday. Is it from Blumhouse? Blumhouse is very hit and miss with movies. Working Man looks like it could be good. It's basically a typical Jason Statham movie. So I'm as long as I'm entertained with that movie, it could have the thinnest fucking plot out there. As long as I'm entertained by the action, I don't fucking care. It's a Jason Statham movie. But Drop. Oh yeah, 28 years later. I keep forgetting about that. In summer this year, 28 years later.
Scary.
28 years later. I want to see that movie. My sister won't shut up about it, but I want to see that movie. See the Frankenstein movie on Netflix. The movie that I want to see that's horror related, but it's not coming out until next year at the earliest, is the new movie from Robert Eggers, and it's a werewolf movie, but it's set in the 13th century. So basically, it's going to be a period piece werewolf film, and so the dialect is going to be true to how people spoke in the 13th century, which really piques my interest. But Drop looks like a typical Blumhouse film. But I'm okay, what's the twist? What's going to be the twist? Chances are I'll see it coming a mile away, but I'm I'll watch it. I'll watch it. See what it's like. Death of a Unicorn looks interesting. I will say that. It looks interesting. Like, I saw a trailer for that, and I was like, in a weird way, it reminds me of an M. Night Shyamalan movie, but without the crap Shyamalan pulls at the end of his films now. Sort of a situation, if that makes sense. It like, kind of gives me that vibe, but not really like, but not to the point where I'm like, oh, I got what's going to be the crap twist now. Sort of situation. It's really the only good movie that Shyamalan has released recently was Split. After that, I'm like, he pissed me off with Glass. And I did not bother watching Trap. You're muted. Have you been talking this whole time and not realized you're muted? Okay. I was like,
God.
You're my
Yeah,
word.
I've just been like acknowledging you and everything you've been saying.
I'm wondering, like, I'm like, I finally look down and I see your mouth move. Like, has she been talking this whole time?
Oh my gosh. Trap was like the first half of Trap was fine, but it just goes to shit at the end. Like he can't write endings. And also
Yeah.
Trap was like made to show his daughter's like singing chops, which is
Yeah.
so dumb.
So, but
I loved Split.
Yeah.
Split was good.
Split was good. Split was good.
yeah.
I was like, because
Split
it
was
tied
great.
to Unbreakable. You find it ties to Unbreakable, and I'm like, oh shit, because Unbreakable was my favorite of Shyamalan's early films. Because it's like basically, what if Superman were on Earth and he didn't realize he was Superman, sort of a situation with Bruce
Yeah.
Willis. And it's my favorite Shyamalan film. And when I saw that Split was tied to it, I'm like, yes, that's actually really cool. And then they came out with Glass, and I'm like, okay, that's a good trilogy. Good. Like, what are you gonna do with it? The ending
That was
pissed
bad.
me off. It
So
pissed me
bad.
off. It was so bad. It was so fucking bad. I'll tell you this, chat. I went to go see it. I can't remember if my one brother was there, but it definitely was my sister and my mom and me, basically, because we really wanted to see it. We loved Unbreakable and we loved Split, so we really wanted to see it. And there weren't too many of us in the theater, and there was a guy sitting behind us, like a couple rows behind us. And when the credits started rolling, he got up and said, "Fuck you, Shyamalan," and walked out of the theater. Like,
Oh my gosh.
stood
I
up and
was oh my god, I was apologizing for Glass. I was like a Glass apologist for a little while, just for a little while, not for a long time, but just for a little, just because like I really wanted to like it. You know, I really did. I didn't want it to be as bad as it was, but then like the more I started thinking about it, the more it pissed me off, the more I got angry. I was just like, I hate this movie. I hate it so much. It was so bad. It wasn't good. So, yeah.
No. So basically, just watch Unbreakable and Split. Don't bother with Glass if you're gonna watch any of those movies. But like I said, my favorite is Unbreakable. Sixth Sense is basically, if you don't know the twist at the end, it's still a one-off movie, because once you realize the twist, it's like, okay, you're watching the movie and like you know everything that's happening. So it's like, it's not like you're gonna be surprised. But yeah. Glass is, I don't even know what he was trying to do with Glass. It was like basically trying to be like a psychological movie. But the studio, I read that the studio was actually willing to throw him more money to have them actually have a superhero fight at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were actually like, we will give you more money. They were willing to write him a check for like whatever.
He's like, nah, I'd rather have him die in a puddle.
Yes, that's what he did. I was like, I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? You had them willing to sign the check and give you whatever money you needed.
Like,
to have
no, my hero's gotta die in a puddle.
the proper superhero ending.
That's what makes sense to me.
And he turned it down. He said nope.
So dumb.
I was like, are you shitting me?
I'd rather have my hero die in a puddle.
Pretty much.
The audience will love that.
I'd rather have Beauty kill the Beast with James McAvoy's character, and I can't remember what happened to Glass, but all that shit that happened, I was like, what? Are you like? Is that the end? Are you shitting me? That's the end? That's the end? Really? See, that was really that was his daughter's film, Watchers. It was decent, but I want to read the book to see how it compares to the movie because it's based on a book.
You know what movie I didn't mind was Lady in the Water. I didn't hate it as much as a lot of people did.
I didn't mind that either. I thought it was really like an interesting take because like basically like what if a fairy tale was real sort of situation. The ending I absolutely hated of his early films was The Village. I was like,
oh yeah.
I was sitting there going, I swear to fucking God, if this is a twist, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed because one line gave it away to me. One line, I'm like, I swear to fucking God, if this is a twist, I'm gonna be so pissed. And it was the twist. I was so mad. I was so mad. One line gave it away to me.
Which line was it?
Okay, spoiler alert, chat. If you have not seen the movie, I'll do jazz hands again when I say the line.
It's over 10 years old.
Yeah, but when the one woman was talking to Bryce Dallas Howard's character and she mentioned the word dumpster, as soon as I heard the word dumpster, how her sister's body was found in a dumpster, I was like, wait the fucking minute. How would someone living in the 18th century, 17th, 18th century know the word dumpster? As soon as I heard that word, I was like, is that the fucking twist? Are you fucking serious? I was like, that better not be the fucking twist. I was hoping that the twist was going to be that the creatures were actually existed. Like they were using them to scare people, but they actually existed. No.
That's what I was hoping for too.
No. But I heard that word and I was like, I swear to Christ.
Oh my gosh, The Happening.
No
you
one
know what's so funny about The Happening is that the trailers scared me. All right. Mm-hmm. Like the construction workers, falling to their deaths, like that part in the trailers freaked me out that I did not want to go and see the movie. Like it scared me that much that I didn't go and see the movie. It wasn't until years later, and I mean years later, when The Happening finally like became a meme, like the wind, sun, Mark Wahlberg, right? Sun. Yeah. Like nice. Until it became a meme was when I finally watched The Happening. But like the trailer scared me too much. I thought it was going to be a terrifying movie, so I didn't watch it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it wasn't until years later that I watched it. And I was just like, why was I so scared of this movie? It's awful. But yeah, I watched it at home, like on streaming or something. I can't remember. Was it on streaming or was it just on like HBO? I can't remember. But remember. It was years later that I finally saw The Happening.
The only other movie of his, like I'm not talking about I'm not talking about Sixth Sense, Unbreakable Signs, or anything like that. The only other movie that was like I thought was decent. I thought it got more of a bad rap than it deserved. Was the movie Devil?
Okay, I haven't seen that movie. That's the one where they're in the elevator, right?
That's the one that we're in the elevator.
Yeah, basically. I haven't seen that movie. That movie looked scary to me, so I haven't seen that one.
So I'm not going to say anything, but I thought that got a bit of a more of a bad rap than it deserved, basically, in terms of like movie. I enjoyed it. I called the twist, but it's not like I'm not saying like it's a bad thing or anything like that. I kind of called it because there was like a situation that happened, and I'm like, you know what? I bet it's like this is what's going to what's going to happen. But it's not a bad thing. It's not like an obvious twist or anything. Yeah. I was just paying attention to the dialogue because I'm autistic like that.
Why does I don't understand why, like, do you have to have twists in all of your movies? Like, I watched Old.
Mm-hmm. I didn't watch it. I heard it was shits and I didn't bother.
Okay, yeah. So, like, Old was weird as hell. It was weird. But, like, for me, I was like, okay, kind of. Okay, interesting premise. You don't know what's going on. Like, but wouldn't, people on the island know what's happening? Like, these people go missing. Like, where are they at? You know what I mean? So, it was... Oh my God, my dog scared me. I thought that like
I was gonna ask if you heard we're hearing voices again.
Yeah, no, I heard a sound and I was just like, what the hell is that? It's my dog. They're trying to get into my room.
Yeah, I'm still considering kind of like a Shyamalan movie basically. But I said watch Devil. Yeah, it does have scary elements to it because the devil is involved.
So he only produced it. Did he write it though? Because like a lot of his movies, he has a
I don't
hand
think,
in
I don't think
writing.
he wrote it. I think he just produced it. So I don't.
Okay.
I didn't look. I don't think he wrote it. So I'll have to look at it. But
But yeah,
just-
Old was weird. I could see like I could see where they were going with it, but I hated the twist. A lot of it was fucking weird, like that girl getting pregnant. Like really, you guys were gone for 10 minutes, really? Yeah, it was really weird.
Actually,
there
he
was
did write Devil.
there was too much going on. Who saw
actually-
After Earth? I did. I saw After Earth.
I didn't bother. I saw enough of it where I'm like, nope. But he actually did write Devil. He is a co-writer on Devil. Shyamalan's actually a co-writer on Devil. So technically, it's not entirely his baby. But like I said, it is decent.
He probably wrote in the twist.
Yeah, but it is like, it is kind of like, it's not like a twist that's obvious necessarily or dumb, but it's like one of those where it's like, yeah, you see, like you kind of can see it coming, but I appreciate it because it's very psychological, because you're trying to figure out which one it is.
Yeah.
In the elevator. So it does become that, like,
process of elimination, who done it?
Yeah, process of elimination, but also very psychological, because at the same time, it's
I like those types of psychological movies. Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. It's worth a watch. Is it
a psychological drama? Because I love those.
It's not. I guess probably a little bit of a drama, not quite. But in terms of like psychological, because like once like it starts like they things start happening, it's kind of like the panic starts setting in. It's like it's like you want to point fingers, basically. Like it's like, it's that person. It's not me. Like it's like it's like trying to figure out who it is. It's really it's really suspenseful type of movie. And you have this like character who's a cop who's trying to figure out like who could possibly be committing the murders in the elevator, and he's trying to narrow it down from his perspective on the outside, and the people in the elevator are trying to narrow it down from their perspective on the inside, sort of situation. And it kind of like ties together in a way. So I don't want to say too much more about that.
Okay.
I'll also watch Knock at the Cabin. That's a good movie.
Knock at the Cabin was actually good. I liked Knock at the Cabin. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people gave Knock at the Cabin its due, just because like it's a gay couple that they're coming to. But I really liked it. I
didn't care about that.
I thought Dave Bautista did really well in that movie. Like it's such an interesting movie.
Yeah. This one is where it's like when Dave Bautista is given actual good direction, he can be a good actor. But when he's like relegated to like just simple action movies sort of situation, he comes across as like an ape learning how to use tools for the first time. But when he's given the proper writing and things like that, like he can be a good actor. I didn't care about the fact I'm like people in the chat, don't listen to clickbaiters or anything like that. Judge for yourself. I couldn't give two shits the fact that it was a gay couple. That what like the thing I generally don't like is when it becomes the forefront of their characters. That's it.
Right. And this wasn't that.
No, it wasn't that.
They just happened to be gay.
They just happened to be gay. They just happened to be gay at that cabin, and
at that time.
At that time, and it fell on them to basically avert disaster, world-ending disaster sort of a situation. I'm not gonna say how, but
it was very interesting. I actually enjoyed it. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it on streaming. Like I was like, oh, you know what? I've never seen this one. Did I see it in theaters?
I saw it in theaters, and I was actually happy I did because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did.
But like I said, it's like basically because when the revelation happened, then it was a gay couple. It was like, oh my god, it's woke, and I'm like, okay, just because it has a gay couple does not mean it's woke. When it becomes the forefront of their character, when it becomes the only defining characteristic of their characters, yes, then it becomes woke, because that's all there is to their characters. No, this is a movie about a couple who happens to be gay, and they're
they're an established family.
Yeah, they're an established family. I don't fucking care.
So I actually liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it. It wasn't bad. What's funny is that I cannot remember anything about After Earth, and I did see it, and I'm trying to like go into the back of my brain to try and pull anything from that movie, and I cannot think of a single thing from that movie. Like, I can't even remember the premise of the movie, what it was about, what happened, the struggles, nothing. I can't pull anything from that movie. I'm serious. And I watched it. I watched that movie, but it was like, I can pull scenes from that Adam Driver movie where he crash lands on this planet with dinosaurs. I can pull shit from that movie, right? And I watched that one time. I can't pull anything from After Earth. Nothing. Like, I can't remember a single thing from that movie.
The only thing I remember is that it starred Will Smith and his son, who likes to dress as a woman now. That's it. That's all I remember from that movie. That's it. Character name Cypher Rage. Yeah, that I didn't even remember that, but Gigawat remembered it. So, but anyway, all right. So real fast, I saw this as this was officially announced. Technically, I hate these ads.
Real.
Oh, come on, let's go.
That's not perfect. But at Orgame, we love them all.
Anyway, you've seen the Starship Troopers movie, right, Steph? From 1997? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I love Starship Troopers.
Well, apparently a reboot is in the works by Neil Blomkamp, but it's supposed to be an actual adaptation of the book. So have you read the book at all? You're muted again.
No, I haven't. Sorry.
Okay. This is the book. So just to give you a perspective, this book.
Is it good?
It's good, but
Okay.
it's way more serious.
Yeah.
Than what we got with the 1997 film. So if this is going to be an adaptation of the book, expect more of a serious tone.
Oh, okay. I don't mind that. I'm
not saying it's a bad thing, but the fact Neil Blomkamp. Have you seen District 9?
No.
Okay, you need to watch District 9. It's a very good movie.
Is that Will Smith too?
No.
Oh, wait.
No.
Ethan Hawke? Is it Ethan Hawke then?
No, it's what's his name? He's what's the actor's name?
Hold on, I'll look it up.
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen.
It's an allegory.
Is it Stephen Amell?
No, it's set in South Africa. Basically, but it's an allegory. But it's done really well.
Oh, it is nobody that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying I can't remember the actor's name. Basically, I can't remember the actor's name, but it's it's basically an allegory, but it's done really well. All right, it's District 9. You should watch it. Charletto, thank you. Charlton Copley. All right, this actor.
Well, how was Stephen Amell in that I'm thinking of? Hold on.
I don't know. I'm trying to.
It was like him and his brother did this.
Was it the wrestling series? Was it the wrestling series you're thinking of? Did he and his brother do that?
Code 8. It was Code 8. That's what I was thinking.
You're one number off.
Yeah.
District 9, Code 8.
Code 8. And then what was Will Smith in that I'm thinking?
I don't know.
Will Smith was in a movie that I was like, oh yeah, it's the one with Will Smith. What was he in? Because it's gonna bug me now. I don't even know what I was thinking of with Will Smith. Don't even know. Okay, anyways, go ahead.
But he's responsible for District 9. Gran Turismo. We could have had an Alien sequel if they didn't throw him aside for Ridley Scott. But he's going to be brought in. According to this, the redo's in the works, and they're going to bring him in for the Starship Troopers reboot. Trey's like Gemini, that cloning movie. Is that what you're thinking of? The Gemini movie?
A Gemini Man? Maybe.
Or iRobot? I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's again, chat, if you've not read the book, this is very much a more serious tone than we got in the movie, basically. I don't think it's going to be another parody. I kind of trust Neil Blomkamp to actually, I'm not saying he's going to do a proper adaptation, but do an actual decent serious adaptation of the book. So I wouldn't say it would be another parody. of this. Like, for example, do you remember the character Dizzy?
Yeah, Dizzy.
Well, Dizzy is actually a male in the book.
Oh,
So
really?
They gender swapped Dizzy.
So she doesn't sleep with Johnny?
No, no, it's a male in the book. If I remember correctly, basically, but yeah, so it's like they gender swapped that.
Did you see that the Dizzy actress responded to some guy on Twitter?
No.
No? Oh my gosh, hold on, wait. Did I like it? Because Drinker actually responded to something, and then she responded. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm sharing it. This is funny. It's really funny.
Add a fucking hell. Let me just stop my screen and I'll add a stage. All
right. So this person wrote, I am 35 minutes into my first viewing of Starship Troopers. I do not like Carmen. You know what? When I first watched Starship Troopers, I didn't like Carmen either. Like I did not like her character.
I think there's a general consensus. It was like, like people did not like Carmen. People gravitated to Diz.
Yeah, I did not like her character at all. I was like, oh, okay, so she's just gonna leave her boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. Did not like her character. I know I changed the subject. Drinker said, look past the boobs and you'll realize Carmen is a horrible, selfish person who ditches Johnny the moment she gets a better prospect. Dizzy is the superior choice. Like, I love Dizzy. I did not like Carmen. Like, I agree 100% with what Drinker said here. Like,
yeah. And well, that's really, it's people like most people believe, basically, like, it's a feel like Dizzy is the real one.
Someone replied to Drinker, they said Dizzy is ugly as shit, especially when naked. So nope. And then the actress came in and she's like, so I guess dating is out of the question. It's freaking awesome.
I actually think that she was better looking than the actress who played Carmen. I was like, why didn't Johnny go for her first? Like, she's actually better looking than Carmen, and she has better personality than her too.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Dizzy is a strong character, but she's not like a Mary Sue. Like, for example, when like she thinks she can hold her own against the drill instructor, and but the drill instructor owns her and nearly chokes her out.
Yeah.
The basic training scene. I'm like, okay, like, it's like, yeah, it's like she's a strong character, but she's not perfect.
I'm wondering if because like when I was watching the movies, I was like, okay, well, I can kind of see how Carmen is always sort of like nonchalant with Johnny, like even though they're together, she's still sort of like one foot in, one foot out type of thing. Like that's sort of the vibe I got from her character.
Johnny became her fallback, basically. So if it didn't work out with the other guy, like she could always fall back to him, basically.
Yeah, like it kind of felt like he never knew like he was all in with Carmen, mm-hmm. and she never seemed all in with him. And so I'm just like, oh, maybe he liked that. Whereas Dizzy, he knew that she liked him, like he knew, oh, like she likes me so much, it's annoying. You know what I mean? So I was just like, maybe that's why like he never liked Carmen, because he sort of like saw her as annoying, like, oh, she wants to be a part of this. She wants to be a part of this just because I'm here. Yeah. So it was kind of like one of those she was like annoyingly like, I know you like me, it's so annoying type of thing.
Like joining the football team, like that whatever that. Not
she was in the she was like on their football league.
Yeah,
she was in the infantry. She transferred, and he was really annoyed by that. So I was just kind of like, well, maybe that's why he never looked at her as the superior choice, even though she came off as sort of like a ride or die, type mm-hmm. type of I guess partner. He was just instead of going for the ride or die because he was like really annoyed with it, he went into the one who was like, I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I don't know, and he'll dump you, first chance she gets. So, yeah, I don't know.
So, well, in the movie, Johnny joins because he's following Carmen, even though he ends up in infantry because he doesn't score high enough.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not like holding against her reason for joining against Carmen, because that's what she wants. She wants to become a citizen, and like her family is poor and everything. But the fact that she dumps Johnny, but then at the same time doesn't, because the same, like, if it doesn't work out with Xander, even though like Xander's kind of like, who says it, he's kind of a douchebag as well. That Johnny basically will be there to catch her if she, like, it doesn't work out with Xander. So it's like one of those like situations where it's like, that's why.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, dude, I was so happy when Xander died.
Yeah.
But I was upset. I was really mad when Dizzy died. Yeah, I was so mad. And I was like, what the hell? Are you kidding me? And then, like, even towards the end, it's not like they ended up together. They just walked off like, we're still friends.
Yeah. So, like I said, the book itself is more serious in tone. So if you want to have an idea if they're going to do a proper adaptation, what the Blomkamp movie is going to be like, read the book. But I'm cautiously optimistic about the reboot if it happens, because of the fact that it's coming from Neil. All right, and he did this District 9 and Gran Turismo, so he has shown that he's a capable writer and director, basically. So he's shown he can do that. So I'm cautiously optimistic about this reboot. I'm not going to say one way or another until I actually see a trailer, see news come out and what's going to happen, sort of situation, before I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to see it, or no, I'm not going to see it for this reason, basically. So, but I'll say, again, it's not that long of a book, basically. So it's, in terms of compared to other ones, 278 pages, like the version I have. So it's not that long of a book. It's a decent read, basically. So here it is.
And this new show is supposed to be like the book.
The new movie is supposed to be closer to the book.
It's a new movie, or is it a TV show?
I think it's a movie, basically. It's a movie. Reboots in the works from Sony. The new movie will go back to the 1959 source material by Robert Heinlein and not be based on the 1987 Paul Verhoeven movie. So yeah, it's a movie. So it's going to go back to the actual source.
Okay, cool.
And not be like a rehash of the 1997 movie. So
nice. Okay, then yeah, if they do it correctly, it could be big.
That's why I said I'm cautiously optimistic right now, just because I enjoy the book and I trust the guy they brought in right now. If he leaves for any reason and a new guy comes in and I don't like the new guy, then I'll be like, I'm not fucking optimistic at all about this movie. But right now I'm cautiously optimistic. So I check it, I read this, check it out. It's very interesting. It's an interesting take, basically. Yeah, and I agree with Trey. Don't bother watching the sequels if you have not watched them.
I've never watched them.
Yeah, they will ruin your enjoyment of the first movie.
Nope, never watched them.
So don't bother. I saw the one sequel after the first movie and just didn't bother with the third one. And I'm like, yeah, that's enough. Yeah. So let me just. Anyway, all right. Let's talk just a little bit Snow White.
Just a touch, just a tad.
Because I'm going to show this first. I'm going to show this first because, of course, the Rachel Zegler stamps are coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw this tweet. Because we're going to talk about this article here, basically, that I pulled up. Basically, it's like, different political views is an insane way to say Gal Gadot supports child murder and Rachel Zegler hates her ass, basically. So it's so we're going to... So she quote tweets this. This Rachel Zegler stamp quote tweets this. And so I saw that and I'm like, okay, let's see what this article. Let's pull this article up.
Yeah, they've been really trying to lean into it's both of them, rather it's just one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, where are you? Here it is.
Which is a crazy way to go. You know what I mean? Gal doesn't really tie her political views to any movie that she's in, but Rachel does. So it's insane. Yeah.
So it's like Gal Gadot and co-star Rachel Zegler have nothing in common as tension surrounds Snow White release. Exclusive sources, basically. See you, Shield Wall. Have a good night.
Bye.
Just to touch on this, quote unquote controversy, basically. Yeah, Trace, they're mad that she's she's Jewish, basically, because she's Jewish and she supports her home country, which, no surprise there. The way the Jewish Israel works is man or woman, you have to serve in the military.
Mm-hmm.
You have obligatory conscription service. So Gal Gadot served in the military for about 2 to 4 years, roughly. I'm not sure whether the time is roughly for the conscription service part of it, basically. But she served her time, right? And she loves her country. So she's going to support her country. And because of that, she's turned a lot of people off because, well, she's Jewish. And Rachel Zegler supports Palestine, which never really officially existed as an actual country.
Yeah.
People don't exactly fucking remember that. All right? There was never an official Palestine. And if they want to be, technical, it was actually British Palestine. All right? So there was no fucking Arab Palestine situation in modern history. No, it was British Palestine because the British had colonized that region. All right? So let's a little fucking technical, all right? All right, so she supports her country. So basically, Gal Gadot came out and said, there's no tension. We disagree on certain things, but all we did was work on a movie, basically. On top of that, their political views differ, adding to the tension, according to the source. But Gal Gadot came out and said, let's see what the quote is. Where is it? Hold on.
It's towards the bottom.
Yeah. Gal is annoyed by the movie drama. She enjoyed filming. She was fine with Rachel, but they are not friends. They have nothing in common. They did a job together, and that's it. Yeah, so they basically worked on a movie. That's all there is. They have nothing in common. They're not friends. They're doing the press tour together, whatever press tour they're doing, and that's it. She's doing a job, all right? Then you have the Rachel Zegler Sims come out and go, oh, well, to say this is basically just to say that, Rachel Zegler hates her because, Gal Gadot supports child murder, and Rachel Zegler doesn't, basically. That's it.
What? So they actually tried to get Rachel Zegler to be at the Oscars on her own, because I guess there was a petition for Gal to not be there, but the petition wasn't submitted in time. So Gal was allowed to be there. And I guess Gal found that out right before they walked out on stage. And that's how she carried herself with grace, you know? So I think that's how she will always carry herself. She might be annoyed, but she's incredibly professional. She will always carry herself with grace. She will always have a little bit of humility. And if something is bothering her, she's there to work, and she won't, you won't ever know about it, because stuff like that she'll probably deal with later. She's doing a job and she's very professional. Whereas Rachel, you could tell something was wrong with her at the Oscars. That's why people are like, there's something wrong with the way she stomped out at the Oscars, with the face that she was making, with the way she was huffing and puffing. And really with the things that she's been sharing on her stories, because there was one photo that she had shared on her story that cropped Gal Gadot out of the Snow White poster, but she's been doing that for months. If you've been following Rachel's social media, she'd been doing that for months. This wasn't the first time that she's ever shared a photo of Gal Gadot cropped out. She crops her out on her own. Since D23, she'll crop Gal Gadot out. Gal will, post the photos of both of them, but Rachel Zegler, she'll crop her out to where it's only her, right? She won't include pictures of Gal. So she's been doing that for a very long time. It's nothing new. But that's very unprofessional, right? So now when she's sharing stuff from Snow White and she's sharing photos, she'll share the ones with her and Gal Gadot, probably at the behest of Disney. It's like, hey, you're promoting a movie. Guess what? Both of you are starring in it. You need to not crop her out, because she was cropping her out. So
Ziegler is narcissistic like that. She's incredibly narcissistic.
Yeah.
You could even see that in how she conducts herself in interviews. No matter how she tries to pass herself off as humble, I'm like, no, there's a level of narcissism in how you're presenting, basically holding yourself and how you're presenting yourself in that interview.
Yeah. As cringe as it was watching Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo on the press tour, they were together, right? They were together. They were as cringe as it was, they were sharing moments from filming. They were sharing moments of them acting on set, them becoming closer. You know what I mean? So as cringe, and they do have, and both of them have an age gap as well, right? So as cringe as it was, they understood the assignment. They knew that they had to promote this movie
once the marketing happened, promote it together, because they knew that
they had to promote it together, right?
Yes.
Like it's how you promote the movie, how it's presented. You understand that this movie that you're a part of, it needs to make money in order for it to be successful. Yeah, you did a job, you got paid for it, but guess what? There's still more that you need to do with this movie. The movie doesn't end when filming stops. You still need to promote the movie. So as cringe as their interviews were, that movie made a lot of money, and there's going to be another one coming up. You know what I mean? So like they could have done that. They could have had Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler go out and promote the movie together. The Evil Queen and Snow White, they go hand in hand.
Yes.
But no, they couldn't do that. Rachel couldn't be professional enough to do that. She couldn't keep her opinions to herself. She couldn't keep her policies or not her policies, her politics out of it. And unfortunately, they had to ship her off to some castle in the middle of nowhere and only have it incredibly scripted and fake. And what do people hate right now? They hate scripted and fake shit. They love the authenticity of stuff. And right now, with all of the promotion for Snow White, you can tell, even as adorable and as professional Gal Gadot is on Jimmy Kimmel, on Kelly Ripa's TV show, and on Good Morning America, as likable and personable and professional as she is, practically every single interview, with the exception of a few different things, is the same. She's saying the same things in each interview. And yes, they get asked the same questions, but you can tell there are talking points here. You can tell that she's not allowed to deviate in any way from these certain talking points, from these certain questions. If you watched, they had their premiere in LA last night. They have two interviews that I have seen so far. One with Jodie Benson, and the other one with some other, I can't remember at the top of my head right now, but another approved outlet asking them questions.
Premieres right here.
You can tell that every single person that gets interviewed, from Rachel Zegler to I can't remember the actor that plays Grumpy, but to him, everybody had the Disney talking points, and you weren't allowed to deviate. You can put your own spin on it, but you weren't allowed to deviate from these specific talking points. And it was so funny, like looking at and listening to Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot like give their answers, because Gal Gadot is pretty much everything that she was saying in those interviews, right? That she was giving on the TV. And with Rachel, you can tell that she was looking up to recall what she's supposed to say, the answer that she's supposed to give. You know, it's nothing like she's looking for she's like looking in a different direction, I guess, like she's trying to recall from her memories. No, she's trying to recall from the talking points, and you can totally tell that she's digging back in the brain, like, what was the answer I was supposed to give? I'm supposed to have it memorized.
Yeah.
You can totally tell it is so fake.
What's the Disney approved answer, basically?
Yeah, and with every single, it's so funny watching all of these different interviews, because it is very scripted, and you can tell like these are the talking points, because practically everybody said with some different variety the same thing. And it was so funny listening to Rachel Zegler's answer specifically, just because, you know, she was just like, it's a traditional story. We love it. It's not something that I take lightly, you know, because everything that she was saying is pretty much everything that she has been criticized before in the past, which is insane.
Okay. No, granted, I've like basically drunk most of this alcohol. All right. But it's like, you know, like traditional story, and I'm like, okay, so that's why you're changing the whole dynamic of the storyline from traditional to this slop you're trying to pass off as a live action Snow White, and still try to claim it's a traditional story where Snow White doesn't need a prince to save her. She can save herself, essentially. It's not about her being fairest in terms of beauty. It's her being fairest in terms of like her leadership skills. to because of fucking Peter Dinklage to take any acting opportunities away from little people with the dwarves and give us CGI abominations and then have them be totally fucking retarded in terms of they can't understand how to clean their own house. Snow White has to show them how to clean their house, even though they know how to do it. They just are too tired after the end of the day to do it, but they can do it. That's traditional. Then there's like how she falls in love with a rebel, essentially, or whatever you want to fucking call him, not the actual prince. That's traditional. Even feminists, when that revelation came out, do you remember when that revelation came out that Snow White was not going to be saved by a prince? There was not going to be any happily ever after with their characters. Even feminists were like, we want that fucking happily ever after. Why are you taking that away from us? Even they were pissed. So-called feminists were pissed because they were like, we want the prince to kiss her. We want like that story of Snow White going into that, like, that quote unquote sleep, that, like, near death sleep because of the poison apple, and the prince wakes her up with a true love's kiss. You're taking that away from us? They were even pissed.
Yeah. Apparently that might actually happen. I'm only guessing because I listened to the entire Snow White soundtrack. The live action Snow White soundtrack is already available. I listened to everything, listened to all the songs. And they might do that. They might do the romance. They might do the he's gonna kiss her awake. Because in one of the songs, I can't remember what it was called. But in one of the songs, she says something about, like, if you have to kiss me awake, like, I hope you kiss me awake, right? So in the song, she does give consent. So they might do that. But from what these songs sound like to me, in all honesty, and I've told this to a couple of people because I listened to the entire soundtrack, it sounds like his bandit is a Flynn Rider type of character. It sounds like Tangled. These songs it's giving Tangled, because the song that he sings to her, like the song that introduces himself or whatever and what he cares about, it is very Flynn Rider, because Flynn Rider was all about himself, right? Taking care of himself. Like, he doesn't care about anything. He just wants his riches, right? It was very Flynn Rider. And the only reason that he ran into Rapunzel was because he needed a place to escape.
Yeah,
right?
He was trying to hide.
The only reason he climbed that tower was
he was hiding away from the
he needed a hiding place, so he just happened to meet her. But in Snow White, I think she actually does sort of save him. I think she does save him, or she like lets him loose or something like that. And the song that he sings to her, he's an asshole. Like, if you listen to the song, if you listen to the words, he's a dick. This dude is an asshole. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if she saved you, why are you being such a dick to her? Because it does come off as if she's going to, like, release him or save him or something like that. I don't think the queen does. But the song that he sings to her, it's very much like the I Have a Dream song, where, like, Flynn Rider sings that small portion where he's just like, I want to have a lot of money and live on an island and just be by myself, right? That is what this guy is. He is like, whatever, I'm looking out for myself. And that's pretty much it. Like, I'm looking out for myself, and I want to, like, rebel against the queen, because that would help me. You know what I mean? So, like, when I was listening to the songs, I was like, God, he's kind of an asshole. And then, like, the next song, they're, like, in love. So I'm just kind of, or not in love, but they're, like, singing to each other, like, oh, my life has gotten better since you've been in it. And it's like, wait a second, this is kind of weird. How did it go from there to there? We have to see in the movie, but it's very much like Tangled. That's the vibe I'm getting from it. Was it's very, very Tangled. Yeah.
All I can say is, like, wow, pretty much. Like, if I watch this movie, if we're going to talk about this movie, I'm sailing the seas to watch it. I'm not paying to see it in theaters, regardless of whatever time I have. I'm not paying to see this movie in theaters.
The theaters are empty, so even if you wanted to go see the movie, I think that you won't have a problem finding a seat, because pre-sales are looking terrible for this movie. Like, I'm not even worried. Like, we went over it last night in Flashcast, and, like, we looked at different theaters in different states, because Anna in LA, she pulled up her theater. There were some showings where no tickets were sold. It was empty. It was an empty theater. And these were like the IMAX theaters, the biggest screens. Nothing, 0 tickets sold. That was insane. So we pulled up Anna's theater. She pulled up a whole bunch of different theaters, IMAX theaters, regular theaters, and we looked at them. Nothing. Like there were max maybe 5-6 people per theater. These are pre-sales. Okay. And then like Tom pulled up his, barely anything sold. I know that mine doesn't have a lot of seats sold. I think at max one showing had like maybe 10, 13 people in my theaters. So it's crazy how like they're really trying to minimalize the drama with this, but I don't think that it's going to help. I don't think that it's going to help. I think that like it's over and done with. They just want to get it out there and be done with it. I don't think anything will save this movie, to be honest. I think that Rachel Zegler pissed off half the country, and so that's already half the country who's not going to go see your movie. If this movie does well, it's going to do well and succeed overseas, where nobody really, I guess, pays attention possibly to any of all of this stuff.
Pays attention or even cares about
American
politics.
which is I think why they sent her to Japan and Spain. I think that they're hoping that it does good in those two places. Like that's why I think they sent her to Japan.
Send you overseas because you haven't pissed off half those countries, so we'll send you over there. Basically.
Yeah, but at the same time, Japan does love Disney, but like their theme parks are very classic Disney. It's not this new Disney stuff. It is classic Disney.
They brought the Wicked characters to Japan.
I saw that. They look beautiful. Yeah. I saw that. They look gorgeous. So like Japan loves that classic Disney, not this new Disney. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know.
So, but anyway, I feel like this is Disney this is what Disney wants to say every time Rachel Zegler opens her mouth.
Shut up.
I feel like that's what Disney wants to say every time Rachel Zegler opens her mouth. It's not Disney approved talking points, basically. So,
did you see this? So they had their premiere, and people have seen it. So
I've seen the early reactions. I was
social media reactions are incredibly positive. Social media reactions for the new Snow White movie. A big surprise. Rachel Zegler stuns. Pretty much everybody's almost saying the exact same thing. Like, oh, they can't believe it's their favorite one out of all the Disney remakes. This is a surprise. It's actually a really good musical. Rachel Zegler is Snow White. Rachel Zegler's singing voice. And yes, she is very talented when it comes to singing. I think that Broadway, she will shine on Broadway. She'll have an extremely long career on Broadway. That girl can sing. Like that girl has an incredible voice. Just like people might not have liked Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba, but she can sing. That woman can belt.
She can sing.
She can belt it. Same with Rachel Zegler. She can sing. She has a beautiful voice. So these are all of the reactions from the people who were invited to go and see this movie, because remember, it was like a social media, or not a media sort of like blackout. And I was always wondering, like, I wonder if because they're not letting all of these media outlets ask questions, I was wondering if that was kind of going to like backfire on Disney. Like that was my biggest question. Media blackout. I wonder if they're going to like sort of rebel against Disney and be like, oh, we're not allowed to ask questions. Well, guess what? We're going to actually give you our honest opinion on this movie. So I've seen someone from Variety say it was like a really big surprise and they really liked it. There was another person. Oh my gosh. Was she from? I'm pretty sure she was from Variety, that said like it was really good. This person said, from Filmhound magazine. What the hell is Filmhound magazine? I don't even know what that is.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Said, I may regret saying this, but Snow White is solid. I really enjoyed the musical numbers, particularly the opening one and the Evil Queen's bop.
Wait, one. Okay, Evil Queen's bop
and the Queen's evil bop. Yeah, a bop is like, it's a bop.
I know what a bop is. I don't associate that with fucking Snow White.
Zegler was great in the lead role, and Gal Gadot was fun. It's really the CGI dwarves that let the film down. the choice was baffling. So like that's not too bad. They have positives and negatives. Christopher Mills of Christopher Rates It. Like I don't know who that is. The biggest surprise of 2025 is the most controversial and hated film of the year is actually a decent live action movie. Snow White is not only one of their best live action remakes, but it's also a movie that captures the magic of 1937 movie. Interesting. And isn't that interesting? Rachel Zegler is Snow White and delivers a magical performance. There's no doubt that I think that she will deliver a great musical performance. I don't know about her acting though. The musical numbers are unforgettable. The visuals, not uncanny dwarves. So nobody likes the dwarves. Are enchanting, and Aaron Cressida Wilson's screenplay proves depth to this world that I didn't know was needed. This person right here from Screen Rant.
It's a fairy tale. It's a fairy tale. It's a short fairy tale. What depth is there to be needed?
Yeah.
Basically,
I guess if they dove a little more into these characters, that the cartoon doesn't really do.
Yeah.
Despite the Bob being all over the place, Snow White is quite charming. The message lands well. There's a message. The message lands well. I wonder what the message is.
Yeah.
The critters are adorable. So the critters. So the forest animals are cute. Of course they're cute.
The squirrel is going to be the scene stealer. I call it right here. The squirrel is going to be the scene stealer.
The squirrel.
Yes.
So Disbrew is going to be the screen stealer.
Yes. He's going to be the screen. He's going to be the scene stealer.
I'm pushing for the turtle. And Rachel Zegler and her enchanting voice. See, Rachel Zegler's enchanting voice. A lot of people are talking about her singing voice. Yes, 100%. She can sing. She's got a beautiful voice. And you know what? The songs that they've written for this movie, the Penn and Teller. Oh my gosh.
Penn Teller.
No, I was thinking of something different. Oh my gosh, I can't think of them. The songwriters for The Greatest Showman and La La Land. That's who they hired to write some of the new songs. For this movie. They are extremely talented songwriters. They can create a melody and have it be stuck in your head forever. They're that talented. So the song that she sings, her ballad, right? Her girl boss ballad, Waiting on a Wish, that song will get stuck in your head. Just the melody, like like that can get stuck in your head. So I have no doubt like the melody, but like the message behind that song it's not a good one, right? It's not a very good one. So like I have no doubt in my mind that like the songs could be good. Now I listened to all of them, and aside from like 2 or 3, the rest of them are just like whatever. They're fine. They're not the greatest songs ever, but they're fine. But I think that the songwriters that wrote Waiting on a Wish and wrote the song that plays like at the beginning and end, I can't remember what that song was. But those songs I could see them like getting stuck in people's heads, you know? Because like the first time that I heard Waiting on a Wish, I was like, that's actually a very cool melody. I kind of like the melody. I don't like the words. I don't like the message. I don't like what the song is supposed to tell people. But the melody is what can get stuck in your head. And when I found out who wrote it, I was like, oh, well, duh, no wonder, right? But so Rachel Zegler and her enchanting voice, I can see why those go hand in hand. People are going to praise her performance, not her acting, but her singing performance. It almost got a full tear out of me, and I've never cried my entire life. That is so exaggerated. That's so exaggerated.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are the social media reactions. The actual like critic embargo does not is on the 19th. I think it's on the 19th, the day before this movie comes out. That's when the embargo lifts on film critics who get early screenings of this movie. On the 19th. I'm pretty sure that's when the critic embargo is up for this movie. That's crazy. This is like so freaking guarded. It honestly does kind of remind me about Captain Marvel and how like that movie was so protected. I feel like this movie is protected simply because of all of the controversy, right? It's not some controversy having to do with Gal. It's all of like the Rachel Zegler controversy. And
well, it's like
she's the star of the movie. It needs to be they need to protect
yeah.
it in order for them to make money, and that's
It's like the
only
Brie.
reason.
It's like the Brie Larson controversy because she wasn't exactly helping
Mhm.
get people excited for the movie when she was talking about it, like before the movie came out. So basically, they had to kind of protect their movie from their own fucking female lead.
Yeah,
Remember that happening?
the movie doesn't get the benefit of coming out between two of probably the biggest Marvel movies of all time, Infinity and Endgame. This movie doesn't get that benefit. That's the only reason that Captain Marvel did well.
Well, they
because
also
at
pushed
the end of Infinity War, it's implied we should go see Captain Marvel.
Well,
That's the only reason it did well.
That's how they push it, basically. Like you had to actually see it, like between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah,
You,
it
like,
must
know
be
what's
positioned here
happening.
for a
It's
reason.
a must-see movie. Like you have to see this because you have to, like, if you don't see this, you'll like miss what's going on, basically, in these like two big movie spaces, like essentially. So it's like that's how they marketed it. And I watched it. I sailed the seas for it. I'll fucking admit it. I sailed the seas for it. And I knew essentially what happened in Infinity War and things like that. And I watched the Captain Marvel movie and I was like, there's nothing really that ties to Infinity War and Endgame. Nothing major.
They ruined a lot of it. But like I'm honestly wondering, it would be interesting to see the media sort of have a backbone, right? It would be interesting to see if the media have like a backbone and stand up against Disney and actually rate it how with their true feelings as opposed to how a shill media would rate this movie. You know what I mean? Be like, oh, okay, you're gonna shut us out. You're not gonna allow us in because your actress said something fucking stupid. Oh, well, I guess we'll give you our true feelings and our true rating on this movie. It would be interesting to see like the media grow a backbone and do that. I would have so much respect for them if they did that. I don't think that's going to happen, but I would love to see that happen. I don't think it will.
Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Because
I don't think it will, but like it would be curious to see that happen.
It's all about the perks they get for whatever like early access they get, basically. So they're not going to ruin.
But see, what's funny is that they're not getting any access to this movie. Access has been stripped from them.
For this movie, yeah, like they're not getting any early access. But for other movies, like say, yeah, I'm not going to rock the boat, basically, and risk that early access.
It's so funny because like I was looking at Variety's what is it, social media from like the red carpet. And it's so funny looking at their social media because they're like, it looks like they're way in the back and trying to get photos of Rachel Zegler, trying to get video of Rachel Zegler. It's so funny like looking at their stuff because Martin, oh my gosh, what's his name? Mark, whatever, my favorite man at Variety. He's not there asking any questions. Nobody's allowed to ask anybody questions. So it's just like, look at Rachel Zegler on the red carpet. It looks so bad. It looks so freaking weird.
Yeah. I don't know if like Last Toxic Male is in the chat basically, but I'm like, because he was like, you know, it's like there was no attractive Rachel out there, and I'm like, a world of 7 billion plus people, I'm sure there's one at least out there. So the Last Toxic Male, if you're in the chat basically, I'm sure there's at least one out there in a world of 7+ billion people.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. You
don't know. You don't really know.
There could
but anyway,
be a hot Rachel somewhere.
Yes. But anyway, let's watch the trailer for Lilo and Stitch because I have not watched it. This will be like my live literally reaction to it. I have not watched it yet.
I'll be right back.
All right. Be right back. So, but I'm gonna watch it basically. Share screen. Where are you? So this is the first trailer for Lilo and Stitch. Again, I don't really have any high hopes necessarily for it. But I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm gonna say I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm willing to give the trailer a chance. Right? I'm willing to give the trailer a chance. And this will be my first time watching it. First time watching it. I do remember when this like movie was originally announced that it was going to be made, and then the casting choices were announced, and people got pissed because they were too light skinned. I'm like, I remember thinking, you do realize that Hawaii they're not all like dark skinned, right? Like there are white people living on Hawaii that are native to Hawaii. There are like darker skinned Hawaiians living on Hawaii. There are actually like ones in fucking between. living on Hawaii. Sort of situation. Oh, I have seen the original Stitch. I've seen the original Lilo and Stitch. Absolutely, Mike. Or absolutely, Soulset. I've seen the original. It's one of my favorite, relatively recent Disney cartoons. Like when they were still technically like Disney. Like they hadn't like gone for any messaging or anything like that. And they were still kind of like, the Disney cartoons we grew up with. I watched it. It was my favorite. I loved it. And things like that. I loved it. So like I say, it's one of my favorites. Mission Impossible comes out the same day as Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, so the last Mission Impossible. So basically, Lilo and Stitch is going to have some competition. It's going to have some competition because of the fact that the absolutely last Mission Impossible movie is coming out. Apparently their skin color is very important to the story. And I love the original. So this is my first time watching the trailer, so I'm gonna check it out. Let me just maximize it. Where's the volume thing? All right. It's the first time watching, chat.
We have apprehended a dangerous experimental. Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
He took the red one.
Okay, in terms of like how the aliens look, live action, they look fine. They look good.
Well, we haven't seen all of them though. Like they showed the back of the alien queen's head. Yeah, that was my biggest worry with this. Like Stitch is adorable. Stitch is cute. It's all of the other aliens that I was worried about because they can look kind of scary. I think we see one of them a little bit later, and he does look a little creepy.
Okay, so like, I'm saying what I'm seeing so far, I'm like they're fine. They look fine. Because I was answering. I don't know if you heard me, but I was answering one of the questions. Like someone asked me if I saw the original Lilo and Stitch, and I'm like, yes, I saw the original Lilo and Stitch. It's one of my favorite, most recent Disney films, basically when they were technically still Disney and not the shit that they are now. Pretty much, it was like one of my favorites. I love it.
What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
Shooting star! I wish for a friend. Like a best friend.
Child actors are hit and miss.
Yeah, I'm saying we'll see about the child actors because I'm not getting the Lilo feel to how she's delivering her dialogue.
Child actors are hit or miss. We'll see. I feel like when I watched this trailer, it felt very choppy the way they were sort of editing her lines together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like as I said, I'm not going to judge her right now because it's a trailer. So it's basically in terms of editing the dialogue. So there's some dialogue. So basically, how trailers essentially work is sometimes the scenes will be put together in trailers that aren't exactly together in the movie, and it'll seem like they're together, but they're not, and it makes the dialogue sound disjointed. I don't know why they do that, but sometimes that's what happens. I'm just not feeling. Like I said, I love the original, and the voice actress for Lilo in the original, she had inflection. She had a personality to her where it's like, it's like she's wanting to be friends with the other girls, but at the same time, she's like a loner, but she still had a personality to her. And I'm like, I'm just not feeling that with this child actress right here. Well, this is a trailer, chat, so we'll see. I do like that shot.
I love that. I love that shot. Yeah.
I will say I love that shot. I love the evil laugh. I love Stitch. I love the evil laugh. Basically, whenever there's an evil laughter gif I want to use, I always pick Stitch, the evil laughter that he does when he lands on Earth. What the hell? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Memorial Day. Okay, so purposely timing it on Memorial Day when kids are gonna be off.
Yeah, it comes out in 2 months.
Yeah, so And you gotta love the music. I'm trying not to be sucked into the member berries, but I love the music in this movie, and I love Stitch. Okay, who wouldn't take Stitch home?
He's so cute.
I wouldn't want to take Stitch home.
He looks fine, I suppose. I still think it's really weird, but he looks fine.
I'm weird. I'd be taking the weird blue dog home with me. It's like you need a home. I'm gonna call you Cuddles.
I still think it's like really weird in live action. It works as a cartoon.
I know it's weird in live action, but
yeah.
at least Stitch doesn't look like a live action nightmare. Basically,
Yeah,
so at least it doesn't look like a live action nightmare. Like, yeah, I'm like, you're mine now. I'm taking you home with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the weird one. What did I do? God damn it. Okay, I accidentally hit the. Okay, on.
What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
Shooting star. I went.
Okay, he does the antenna thing inside, yeah.
He's so cute and fluffy.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like him talking right away.
Not right away, no.
Because remember when he does finally talk to Nani, she gets like scared.
She whacks him basically.
Yeah.
Ah!
He's like, it's such a funny part in the movie because he's like, okay.
Okay.
Like,
He's like, okay. And he's like finally like, yeah, okay, I admit it. I can talk.
Yeah.
And she like whacks him with a palm leaf, and he's like just goes backwards. He shouldn't be talking that early in the movie. I would say like he shouldn't be talking that early in the movie because he's trying to pass himself off as a dog to kind of hide from his creator who's trying to catch him, basically. So it's
right, like, even with Lilo, even though he does like play the guitar and does all of like Elvis because she's trying to teach him, and he creates that big city and acts like Godzilla. Like he does all of that, but he doesn't speak.
No, he doesn't. Like, he looks like a very talented, weird-looking dog, basically.
Yeah.
But he doesn't speak to her.
Down from there.
Look like an angel.
No.
Okay.
Control him. Hey, what are you doing?
Okay.
No. Dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Wait, is that the new guy they got to play?
David, yeah.
David. The other guy was hotter. What the fuck?
I don't remember the original David actor.
He actually
I remember the controversy. I kind of remember the controversy around him, which is why he was recast.
Because he was light-skinned. He was light-skinned, but he was actually a native Hawaiian.
No, I thought that the reason that they got rid of him was because of something else. Like it was something controversial. I can't remember what it was specifically.
It might have morphed.
It wasn't because
the initial reaction to people was because he was like too light-skinned. I'm like, he's native.
Well,
Hawaiian.
no. That was like there were two supposedly said the N-word or something. Yeah, it was something like that. Like they had cast a guy, but people found out something about him. Because they were trying to get all of them recast. David, Nani, even Lilo. They were trying to recast all of them and find things. They couldn't do anything about Lilo because she's a child. She's teeny tiny. But for Nani and David, they were trying to get them recast to darker skinned actors. And so they went and dug through like the social media and they found something on the original actor that was cast to play David. Because all of that got leaked, they recast him someone else. And when they recast him or something like that, like when he was recast,
that's the modus operandi. That's the modus operandi. That's the modus operandi at the left, basically. We don't like this actor or actress because he or she is too light skinned. So let's dig through all their fucking old tweets going back years and see if we can dig something up that's going to put a blemish on whatever studio has cast them, basically. So it's like I'm looking.
That was the David actor. He said something controversial, so like he was let go and they cast someone else. But Nani, the only thing that they couldn't really find anything, but they just said that like she's too light skinned.
She's too light skinned. Yeah, she's too light skinned. Even though they were both native Hawaiians, basically like actual native Hawaiians. No, they're too light skinned. You can't have them basically because every Hawaiian is dark skinned. Whatever, basically. But I'm looking at the picture because I pull up an article. He's better looking than the actor they got to play David now. And I'm like, why? Because he said something controversial years ago? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that this was also around the time that, oh my God, if my timeline is right, I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that this was around the time that Rachel Zegler, like all that controversy surrounding that movie was out. Mm-hmm. And like Lilo and Stitch, it was like one thing after another with the Lilo and Stitch movie because there was like that first artwork with Stitch, then like set photos came out and people were criticizing that. And then there was like a fire that got caught on the Lilo and Stitch set. And so that came out. So like they didn't want any controversy around this movie, which is why they got a different actor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but yeah, like the Nani actress, the girl that's playing Nani, the only thing is that she's not full Polynesian or something like that. Like they wanted an actual dark skinned, like super dark. They wanted a super dark skinned actress to play Nani.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's like granted I haven't lived in Hawaii. I've only deployed through Hawaii, but I can say because like based on my experience being in Hawaii, I'm like there is a genuine mix of skin tones. On those islands.
And this is all just like Americans. I'm just gonna say it's all Americans. Woke Americans were the ones that were like, we want a dark skinned Nani. Like Trey is 100% right. They wanted basically an African person to play Nani and Lilo and David. And they were saying, well, it's because it's a part of their culture in Lilo and Stitch, but not once did they ever reference their culture.
No.
Now
the
they're saying
part of their culture that they reference is the whole family, basically. Ohana means family.
Now
they say quote unquote culture. That's it. That's what they're in their family. That's it.
No, now they're saying this is what they're saying now. Now they're saying they have to be super dark skinned. They have to be Polynesian because of their culture and how the white man has kept them down. That's a part of their culture. Nani works around tourists, and all of the tourists are white, and you have to show that distinction. Lilo gets picked on by white girls
because they're Native Hawaiians
by white people, so they have to be dark skinned. That's literally the excuse that people on Twitter are giving. They have to be dark skinned.
Yeah,
because
I know what you're saying.
Like they're saying because only the dark-skinned people are oppressed there and get picked on by white people. And if you cast these actresses, it won't have the same effect. We have to see dark-skinned people get picked on by white people. Like it's crazy.
I'm only rolling my eyes at what you're saying because of the fact that they are saying it and it's so fucking stupid because they do not understand. I don't profess to be an expert on Hawaiian culture or anything like that, but I at least know enough to know that is retarded.
Very much so. Abomination, 100%. They want racism. They want to see racism in this film. Like this film about family, they want to see racism in it. Like that's insane. That's
lovely Sherry. There you go. No one's ever picked on me, and I'm brown. There you go.
Oh, same. Same.
No, but I post something on X or Twitter, and I'm not saying I'm picked on, but I'll be called out because I look white. Mm-hmm. Like obviously you're racist because you're white, even though I'm biracial, because I'm fair-skinned. I'm obviously white in their eyes, therefore I'm saying something racist. And I don't profess to be living by every word that Dr. Martin Luther King said, but he says he talks about not judging someone by the color of their skin. And these people are full on judging people by the color of their skin and how they are seeing the world. And I'm coming from the perspective of, I don't give a shit who you are. If you're an idiot, I'm going to fucking call you a retard. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you're white, tan, brown, or the darkest black I've ever fucking seen. If you say something stupid, I'll call you out.
Yeah. I'm actually glad that aside from the David actor, who like I suppose they had legitimate reasons for letting him go and recasting, I'm glad that they didn't listen to the people on Twitter and recast Nani and Lilo, because that would have been ridiculous to do so. It's so funny because like I was looking at a bunch of the posts over on Twitter when this came out and everybody was getting so enraged and mad. And there was somebody who wrote on Twitter, like, this is how it, like, Twitter is not real life, right? Twitter is fake. You can say whatever you want on there. Because this person was just like, dude, I'm Hawaiian. And he had a picture of himself and everything. Like, the person was Hawaiian. And he's like, I'm Hawaiian. I live in Hawaii. Like, it's someone who, like, uses their social media, sort of, like, put photos out and stuff like that. He's like, I'm Hawaiian. I really don't care about her skin color. And, like, you go to his page and it looks like this person is Hawaiian. He has his photos out. He has all that. There was a reply to him and they're like, I'm Hawaiian, I'm dark skinned and I care, right? And I went to this person's account and they didn't realize that, like, they probably forgot, honestly, but like years ago they have photos of themselves over on Twitter. It's a white girl. It's a white girl. It's like, so if you're saying that you're Hawaiian, you're a light-skinned Hawaiian, because it's legitimate, like, white girl with curly hair. Like, it was insane. I was just like, you're fucking lying. Stop it. You know, so like I don't believe any of this outrage on Twitter. I think it's unwarranted. I'm glad that Disney didn't listen to all these woke fucking people on Twitter and they just kept their actress. I think this movie is probably going to do well. I hope it does well. Yeah.
Probably. At least compared to Snow White, it'll probably do better than Snow White, just because, they recast David because of like whatever controversy there was. But the fact that they didn't listen about Nani and Lilo, and Stitch looks like Stitch, even in live action. Probably will do well. I'm not saying it'll go like be bangers at the box office, but it'll do well.
Yeah, Stitch is a huge character for Disney. He's like probably one of the most popular toys that sell at Disney parks. People love Stitch, that character of Stitch. So this movie might do well. My nieces and nephews actually saw this movie and they're like, I liked it. Or not saw the movie, but saw the trailer. And they're like, he looks cute. I like it. They don't tend to go to the movies a lot because they don't see any movies that they're excited about. So they don't want to go and see them. But they saw this trailer and they were like, oh, that actually looks cute. I want to go and see that one. So out of all of these Disney movies that are coming out, like, they have no interest in Snow White, but they want to go see the Lilo and Stitch movie because Stitch looks cute, you know? So Stitch is very popular. We'll see. But what's interesting, though, with all of this Nani, she's too light-skinned, they were probably totally fine with, Rachel Zegler taking on the role of Snow White.
Oh, definitely.
With Halle Bailey taking the role of the Little Mermaid. They have no problem with that. This right here. No. She's too light-skinned.
Yeah. Even though Little Mermaid and Snow White are both white as fuck.
Yes, they're white characters, but they're totally fine with that race swap. But this is an actual person who is from Hawaii. They made sure to get, that representation there. And that's not enough for you? You call it colorism and you think that he needs to be darker? Because if you're darker skinned, you'll understand the racism in Lilo and Stitch. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. You don't have to be a specific color. Yeah,
that's why it doesn't make sense to us. We're sane. We're looking at this going, okay, they're actual Native Hawaiians. All right, they don't exactly have to be as dark as the film necessarily, because it's a live action cartoon and it's all based on the color they chose to color the characters. They're actual Native Hawaiians. Stitch looks like Stitch. What's the fucking problem? We're sane. They're looking at them from the prism of color, and trying to pass themselves off as listening to Dr. Martin Luther King. Like, Dr. Martin Luther King said this. I'm like, yeah, but he also said content of character. You're fucking forgetting that little aspect of his speech that you like to fucking quote about I have a dream. From his I have a dream speech. Yeah, he doesn't want to be judged by the content of his character. It doesn't mean negatively. It doesn't mean negatively by the content of his character. It means judged entirely by the skin color, meaning positive or negative. He didn't want that.
Share
by
this.
My character.
Share this for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I
bookmarked my screen to share your screen. That's bullshit, StreamYard.
Yeah, I bookmarked this tweet, which is, it has 8.5 million views. Mm-hmm. They painted the Nani actress brown for this. So they right,
Mhm.
and then they pull up these photos.
Well, it's something called a tan, basically.
100%, 100%. Like lighting, tan. Yeah. Someone said that they had to give her a spray tan for this role. Dude, I can go out in the sun. Okay, for cheer camp, I would go to cheer camp looking like this. I would come back from cheer camp like 8 shades darker. Why? Because I tan in the sun. I get dark in the sun. My skin tone
usually
changes color.
Yeah. I tan so easily. At one point I got like my mom like looked at me after I was done walking my dog at one point, and I was like, talking to her, and she's like, "Did you sit out in the sun?" Basically, and I was like, "No, I just walked my dog." Because I'll go out in the sun and like boom, I come back looking darker.
Yeah,
than
like I don't
actually am.
burn in the sun. I don't get red in the sun. I get browner in the sun. My skin tone changes. It gets deeper when you're outside in the sun. There's no spray tan on her. There's no, I'm gonna just add some extra bronzer on her. She's not in brown face.
All they had to do was
Guess
wait.
what? She has the type of skin that just changes color when you're out in the fucking sun. She probably wasn't tanned here. She probably, you know what I mean? Like these are professional photos. These are professional headshots that she has.
And she's probably light skinned naturally, but tans very easily, as you said. All Disney would have to do is like, hey, lie out in the sun for a couple weeks until we start filming. Boom, there it is. There she starts skinned. There she is, dark skin. That's all they would have to do. We're not starting filming in a couple weeks, so why don't you start sun tanning right now? And we'll get things going. Boom, there's your dark skin. Because I'll go out and you'll see legitimate tan lines on me of how dark I can get when it's like nice and hot out. And all I'm doing,
I don't even have to be in the sun for a very long time. I can go to SeaWorld one day and come back with a tan. Like
I'm saying, it's like saying,
yeah, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much sun for me to get darker. That's why I stay inside a lot, just because I don't want to tan. Like sometimes I don't want to tan right now.
No.
Like I know how easily I can tan, and I don't want to tan. I'll stay inside. Especially during the summer months when the sun is super fucking hot. I'll stay inside. Like people don't understand. You don't understand. Like she can.
We're saying we understand this concept because, we understand that some people tan easily, some people burn because, very, very fair-skinned people tend to burn easily because of the fact that they don't have a lot of melatonin.
And you know what? Even after they burn, they tan.
I know.
It's
but I'm saying,
wow.
It's like a concept that these people have yet to fucking grasp.
Like you can be of Polynesian descent and tan, and you're still, guess what? That doesn't make you any less Polynesian. You know what I mean? Like this girl is native Hawaiian.
I know,
melanin, like half Polynesian or something like that. Like, what more do they want?
I'm saying I'm
just not super dark. That's stupid.
I'm like I said, I don't profess to be an expert on the history of Hawaii or of that culture, but I've been there more than once, and I've seen the demographic on the island I was on the island of Oahu when I had to when I was on deploying, and we would deploy through Hawaii going to Guam. I would see the demographic, and I would see the mixture of skin tones on Hawaii, and they were all fucking native Hawaiians. And I'm like, and when Disney came out with the fact that they were doing live action Lilo and Stitch, I thought that was the stupidest choice because of Stitch and the fact that you would have to make the aliens look realistic. I was like, why are you doing this? That was my reservation for the whole thing was the aliens. And the fact that basically
that's still my reservation. Like you can pull it back up. I don't know how
but I'm saying that, but the fact that it's a live action again, it's like it's lazy for Disney, and those are my reservations. Basically, had nothing fucking whatsoever to do with the actors they chose for the characters. Because I'm looking at this, going, I understand that there is a mixture in demographic on Hawaii, and when they came out that said, "Hey, we're basically casting Native Hawaiians for this movie," I was like, okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
They've shown the actual Native Hawaiians and things like that. They're like, whatever. I'm fine with that. I don't care if they're light skinned. They're actual Native Hawaiians. I get that, but they weren't dark enough. And when people started complaining about that, I was like,
it's
"Are
just
you
because she's
fucking
not
kidding me?"
incredibly dark. Like
Yeah,
they
are you
yeah,
serious?
it's so stupid. They're like, her skin tone is part of her culture. It's what makes Nani Nani. It's like, okay,
No,
so I'm gonna say the same thing about Ariel and
yeah,
Snow White. But no, you
yeah,
can't do that. You
no,
can't do that.
no, no. But anyway, let's continue playing this.
Yeah.
Rough.
Okay.
Rough.
Rough. Okay. Are they gonna have him like laugh maniacally? Because like he did that when they were at the restaurant the one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they better do that. When David like screwed up and like almost caught the restaurant on fire. You remember that scene? And Stitch is laughing at that. Okay.
Oh, is he at a dog park?
Okay, they have him doing the doggy
Yeah.
butt rub on the floor. Okay. He's an alien, but okay, they're gonna have him like, you know, I guess he's mimicking a dog, hopefully here.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets.
Okay. All right. Child actors are hit and miss, basically. Well, why is the little girl like wide-eyed? Like, Ohana means family.
Well, Lilo has attitude.
I know she has attitude, but why she doesn't need the wide eyes. Like Ohana means, like she could do this. Ohana means family.
Maybe that's how she's trying to do it, but it's not coming across. Yeah.
I'm saying like that's not how she's coming across. She's doing the wide eyes. Ohana means family. You get that? Do you fucking get it? I'm saying like she's very hit and miss right now. And like you don't need the wide eyes. You can have the inflection without the crazy eyes.
She's a child actor.
I know. I'm not trying to sound judgmental about a kid, but I'm saying it's like if
they're hit or miss. Like
I'm giving.
you
If
have
I
to
were
get,
giving a
I
director,
feel
I'd
like,
be like,
especially kids that are this young, you have to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dial
Give
it
them a
back,
little bit of
sweetheart.
grace, but we'll
Dial
see
it-
because this is Lilo and Stitch, right? So.
Yeah, dial it back, sweetheart. Dial it back. You can have you can say it without looking like you've just snorted a line of cocaine.
No.
That's what she looks like.
I'm with Orange Hat. Blame the director, right? The director has to tell her how to do
that's what I'm saying. If I were the director, I'd be like, tone it down. Just tone the eye. Just tone the eyes down. Tone the eyes down. Because you look like you snorted a line of cocaine when you say that, basically. I'm just saying. I'm saying she's not Jake Lloyd bad. She's nowhere near Jake Lloyd bad. Ugh, I can't speak now. She's nowhere near that. But I'm saying she's very hit and miss in this trailer.
Well, a lot of child actors, especially that young, are hit or miss.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's like I'm not entirely blaming her because she's going off the direction that she's given.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were the director, this is what I would have done for that line, basically. Like you do not need the wide eyes. You need the inflection in the voice.
Okay,
the eyes. No. Oh, shut up, Orange Hat. I've nearly drank this whole bottle. See. You all want me to finish this? Send me another $30 super chat and I will fucking finish this.
I also think that their casting pool was probably small as well because they wanted to cast a native Hawaiian.
Well,
right?
probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I also think that their casting pool was probably small. So I'll give her a little bit of grace.
I'm not trying to sound like I'm
I think that her acting, her performance will probably fall on the director's shoulders.
I'm not saying I'm entirely blaming her, but I'm seeing these scenes and I'm like, okay, in some scenes she's fine. I can see her as Lilo. In other scenes, I'm like, what was the director thinking?
Mm-hmm.
That was the best take you could get from her. I'm pretty sure you could have gotten another take. I'm just saying, I'm putting that on the director, not the child, basically, because the director could have said, you know what, let's do another 1 or 2 takes, and this time do this. That's what I'm saying. Trey's like, Grand, I do bully child actors. Yeah, I judge babies too. So I'm full on judging how cute a baby is. But at this point, I'm putting it mostly on the director and not on the child actress. So I'm seeing that scene, and I'm just saying, like, you made her look like she snorted a line of cocaine before she delivered that line. And that's not the look you want for that character. Yeah, she has an attitude. So yeah, she has like a stubbornness to her, and she butts heads with her older sister Nani. But with the wide eyes, I'm like,
I don't know. It's just one scene.
no. I'm saying, like, it's like for that scene, I'm like,
it's just one scene.
Yeah. So.
It's left behind or forgotten.
Okay.
I mean, Nani's eyes are wide there too, and she's older.
Well,
I think they're two sisters that are incredibly being sassy at each other.
Yeah.
So
yeah, maybe like that scene. Both. I'm saying I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give this more of a chance than I will give the live action Snow White, because at least this.
So like play the whole thing back to back.
I will. I don't want to get fucking copyrighted, so I kind of have to keep fucking pausing it every 9 seconds. All right.
Stitch bad.
Sometimes family isn't perfect.
Okay, I like
that
this thing.
Doesn't mean they aren't good.
I like this thing.
That was close.
Okay, he's drinking a lava lamp.
That's actually
okay,
kind of
that's
cute.
Stitch.
Drinking a lava lamp.
That's Stitch.
I don't think you're supposed to drink that.
Also,
okay,
I'm wondering how it's going to go with this young child actress, because she's pretty much acting opposite a doll as well. Probably for most of her scenes, like that scene right there, it's acting opposite like that stand-in doll.
Mm-hmm.
So
probably,
yeah,
probably. So.
I honestly wish that they had given Nani her bikini, because in this scene she wears a bikini.
Oh yeah, she wears a bikini.
Yeah,
and yeah, so
and
obviously
has that little one piece. It's really cute.
One piece, yeah, because she's a kid, so she wears a one piece. And I like Courtney B. Vance as an actor. I'm not saying it's Agent Cobra Bubbles, because Bubbles is a imposing figure. Even with the name, he's an imposing figure.
Yeah.
And I don't get that from Courtney B. Vance.
Neither do I. He is a huge imposing figure, which is why their Lilo is like, what? You're the child person, like Cobra Bubbles, that's you.
Yeah, like she actually looks at his fist and goes, it says Cobra.
Your knuckles say Cobra. Like, he's not. Like, this person looks like just a regular guy vacationing in Hawaii. There's nothing imposing. There's nothing huge about him. There's nothing grand about him. And why isn't he in a suit?
No, because like the animated version, it's like you look at him going, "You're in Child Protective Services."
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what?
Yeah.
And this guy looks like he is like, okay, it's totally believable you be in Child Protective Services. It's not supposed to be believable. It's not fucking supposed to be believable, because Cobra Bubbles used to be like what, FBI, CIA, like basically the top secret, dealt with alien shit, things like that. Sort of situation. Like he was former military sort of situation, and now he's like dealing with family matters.
Well, I think that's what.
Yeah, I'm saying like he did all that, and now he's like going door to door, making sure that I'm not trying to laugh at the situation, but like Child Protective Services and things like that. Like now he's like kind of like that situation. That's supposed to be the juxtaposition of that character. Because you just look at him going, I don't picture you doing this. This actor here, while I like him as an actor, too believable as Cobra Ball, too believable as a Child Protective Services character.
He looks
you
like
need
he's
him
on
as,
vacation.
he doesn't. He's not
He doesn't look like a huge, imposing former CIA operative with Cobra on his knuckles. You know what I mean?
I'm saying,
yeah.
That's supposed to be the juxtaposition, where it's like you look at him going, like, what?
Are you really? Are you really?
Yeah, are you really?
Are you really Child Protective Services?
Yeah, that's like, again, like that's like, or whatever like his role is basically. So I'm like, so it's like
A blue dog to catch.
Yeah, I don't buy him. Okay, what's this?
So that's Plinkley, right? So that's Plinkley and Jumba.
Okay, so now they're able to masquerade as actual humans.
Yes. So I actually don't mind that. They have like this what is it called? Like this masking device.
Well, basically, I guess camouflage or whatever.
Yeah, they have like this camouflage on them, which is a lot better, more believable. I like that. I don't mind that. In the movie, remember they had like those costumes, those insane costumes, and people just believed that they were tourists.
That's why I was looking for these characters. Like, where are Plinkley and like where are those characters? Because they're looking.
Thank you, hologram.
Okay,
yeah, they're like hologram humans. People are actually getting mad that Plinkley is a cloaking device. People are getting mad that Plinkley is now a man, whereas
this actually makes
before
more sense.
he was a trans allegory because Plinkley liked wearing the wigs and stuff. He was the woman, so people are getting upset that
they actually called that a trans allegory when they were just posing as a couple. They fucking called it a trans. Oh goddamn! I want to punch someone now, Steph. I really want to punch someone. I want to go out and punch a random stranger right now. What the? They were just posing as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
They were just in disguise. Like that's it. They were trying to blend in. But it was that one point where like they were saying like, oh, Plinkley is gay. Plinkley is this because he actually liked wearing the wig. He put the wig on. He looked at himself in the mirror. He was going like this. And Jumbo was like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. I'm not doing anything. Like he liked it. But I think that like they're looking at that as like, oh, it's trans. He's gay. I don't think so. I think that he's just obsessed with humans.
Yeah, he's obsessed with humans.
He's in a new place. Yeah. And remember,
he's the expert. He's the expert to call for this planet because they're ready to literally blow up the planet. And he comes in and goes, no, there's a protected species on this planet. You can't do it. He's the expert.
Yes, he's the expert on humans because he's the species is what's protecting the mosquitoes, right? These
mosquitoes are protected species on this planet. So he's the expert that's called.
He's the Earth expert. Yeah, he's the expert on Earth. And I think that he's putting the wig on because he's like, oh, look, this is what it's like to be human. Yes. Right? That's it. It has nothing to do with his sexuality. He's not gay. He's not any of that. He's just wondering what it's like to be human. He's blending in and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm like pretending to be a human now. But no, they're like, no, he's gay. He's trans because he likes wearing the wig. Like, no. Yeah, like you're reading way too much into that. You are inserting yourself into this character. You are projecting onto this character. This character's not gay. He's not trans. No. He's just like, oh, look, I get to play human. Like he's the Earth expert. He's just like it's like human.
That's it to his character. That's it to his character. Even in the sequels, that's it to his character. Because he in one of the sequels or whatever, he's kind of like teaching at a university, and he's like teaching. He's the expert on Earth, so he's teaching about Earth culture and things like that.
Yeah,
that's it to his character, and he is sent with the creator of Stitch, Jumbo, basically, because Jumbo is arrested for his experiments, and he has to be released from imprisonment because Stitch escapes, and they have to go to Earth to recapture Stitch.
All right.
And Plinkley is sent along with Jumbo because Plinkley is like, can we trust him on his own to go after Stitch? And then like the Supreme Leader is like, that's why you're going with them. And that's like, why they end up together. Nothing to do with any trans allegory or any gayness or shit like that. I don't fucking care. Jumbo, basically. But I'm saying like, but I'm drunk, okay?
Jumbo.
But I'm saying it's like he goes with the creator of Stitch because
to keep an eye on him. He doesn't want to he wants to make sure that they don't interact with like humans or make a scene or something. Yeah,
I'm saying that's it. He's basically there to help capture Stitch, but at the same time make sure Jumbo doesn't fuck anything up.
Now, if you play it and then pause it as soon as the skin, the hologram comes off of Plinkley.
Okay.
It kind of looks a little creepy. Like when he opens his eye and stuff. That's what I was worried about, like with the aliens, that they would look a little creepy. Like, don't get me wrong.
A little bit, but then again, I don't want to sound like I'm excusing it, but it's through a portal, so maybe.
Don't get me wrong. It looks just like it did in the animation.
Yeah.
But here it looks creepy. Like, it looks creepy. And how are they gonna do Captain Gontu, right?
He's huge.
The huge one that looks like a shark.
Yeah. The shark head. Like, I don't know how they're gonna recreate him.
Kind of weird. And even Jumbo looks weird. They don't show him, but like, this is the only one that they show. And it's kind of creepy. Yeah. Like, that's what I was worried about. I was mostly worried about how the aliens would look. I wasn't too worried about Stitch, because Stitch is cute. He's adorable.
Like, you had to really fuck up
It's
Stitch.
The aliens. Yeah, it was the aliens designs, the aliens that I was worried about. And I don't know. He looks just like he did in the cartoon, but like, from cartoon to live action. Right?
I'm going to be
it can be very different. I think that like How to Train Your Dragon gets away with it because they're dragons.
I'm like
their designs look like they did in the animated movie because they're dragons, right? Yeah. But these are aliens. It's totally different. So it can possibly come across super weird and creepy, especially right now with Disney's rushed CGI. Like, you've seen the dwarves, right, from Snow White. Like, they look creepy. Like, the CGI in Marvel looks terrible. So like the CGI, like the beginning of Daredevil, the CGI was a little bit wonky. So Disney doesn't exactly have unrushed CGI. So I don't know. I think it looks really weird. So
I'm 50-50 on it right now, because I don't want to sound like I'm excusing it because it's through a portal. But right now it's just the trailer. I'm 50-50 right now on the looks of the aliens. Right now they got Stitch right, but I'm like, you'd have to really fuck up Stitch at this point, and like they at least got him right.
Yeah, I want to see another trailer. I need to see more aliens in order to make.
Right
now, Blinkley to me looks kind of creepy. Blinkley looks creepy in live action, but I need to see more.
What would tell me is basically how Jumbo looks in live action, and if they show Gontu. Basically.
Yeah, Captain Gontu. Well, Captain Gontu and I can't remember her name, but the head alien.
The Supreme Leader, yeah.
The Supreme Leader. She to me, she was like probably the scariest one when I first watched this movie. She was the creepiest looking. So like I always thought Gontu looked like a shark, so I didn't mind his design because he looked like a shark to me. But the Supreme, she could look really scary. So the alien designs are the only things that I'm like really worried about. Yeah,
a little bit. Okay, it's fine, but we'll see. Again, the only reservation I have is like, what's the portal thing, because they did not show anything like that in Lilo and Stitch. So I'm like, what's that technology that they're adding into this movie that we did not see in the original cartoon? That's my one other concern with this movie.
No. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch.
Okay.
1.
I think that Stitch will probably elevate the child's acting.
Yeah,
because it is kind of stiff just because she is acting opposite a doll.
Yeah.
So that's hard for an adult actor to do, let alone a child. Yeah. So I think like with Stitch's animation will probably make her acting look a lot better.
Yeah, the only positive I can say for the trailer right now is Stitch. Did they bring in the original voice actor for Stitch in this movie? They did. Okay, I'm saying like that's the only positive I can say for this movie is the original voice actors brought in for Stitch, and they like look like they at least got that character right.
They did.
The child actor for Lilo, I'm very 50-50 on.
I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me look it up. I need to look it up.
Well, regardless, it seems like they got that character right. Lilo, I'm 50-50 on. I didn't see a lot of David.
Yeah, they
Nani,
did.
okay, I did not see a lot for Nani, so I can't say for sure with her. And they didn't show a lot of the aliens, so I'm like, I can't say for sure about them.
Bubbles, Cobra Bubbles, the voice is right. I don't like the build.
The look is wrong. The look is wrong. Like I said, Courtney B. Vance, I like as an actor. I primarily know him from Law and Order Criminal Intent because he played the district attorney in that Law and Order series. But in terms of, I'm saying in terms of comparison to the Cobra Bubbles we know from the original animated Lilo and Stitch, I'm not seeing that character at all. I'm seeing basically a tourist who's put on a suit. That's it. I'm not seeing Cobra Bubbles. I don't believe he was former military. I don't believe he was part of like Roswell, CIA, or anything like that. I do not believe that in comparison to the character, because there's supposed to be that dynamic where you look at the character and you're like, you're the family services character that they like. You're the family services that they call in for these two sisters, and you look like you could bench press both of them together. No, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, but I look at the live action version, I'm like, okay, no, you're totally look like your Child Protective Services. I don't believe that juxtaposition. I just don't believe that juxtaposition. But yeah, that's the trailer, and that's my initial reaction to it. Stitch is cute. Stitch is cute. They don't screw up Stitch. I'm 50-50 on the sisters. I don't know anything about David. They only show him for one scene, so I can't say anything. And I'm 50-50 on the alien designs in live action, because sometimes it looks scary when translated from animation to live action. So we'll see. We'll see, chat. But in terms of comparing it to the live action Snow White, I think it looks better.
Yeah. Will it make money? I think it probably will. Honestly, I think it has the potential to be one of Disney's biggest hits this year. Mm-hmm. Will it pull Disney out of the hole? I don't know. I think Disney needs multiple movies this year to do well in order to pull them out of the hole.
It definitely won't pull Disney out of the hole, but I think I'm going to like place money on this, that it will do better than the live action Snow White.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They don't even have to put money on that.
I'm putting money on that aspect. It'll do better than the live action Snow White.
Yeah.
The big reason
it definitely will.
The big reason why is because it hasn't pissed off half the audience.
Yeah, I think that Disney wants to get rid of Snow White so they can focus on Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, I'm saying it hasn't pissed off half the audience. People might be reserved about the look of the aliens, but it hasn't pissed off half the audience. That at least has that going for it. People have reservations about the casting. I'm saying sane people, like, with Cobra Bubbles, have reservations about the casting, have reservations about the look of the aliens in live action. But for the most part, it looks like a live action adaptation of the animated film, like an actual adaptation, like, basically animated film to live action. Whereas Snow White is basically we're gonna take the animated film, the fairy tale, and basically upend it, turn it on its head, and add a political message and a feminist message to it. We're gonna alienate half the audience. We're gonna cast an actress who pisses off 50% of the audience as well. And we're going to change the entire dynamic of the character. So, in comparison, Lilo and Stitch is going to, I would say, do gangbang at the box office. Will it make $1 billion? Possibly worldwide. Because you do have the Chinese box office, and chances are it will do well overseas as well. So, will it make $1 billion? It could get close at the very fucking least. It could get close. It's being released on also, in comparison to live action Snow White is being released on actually in 5 days. So this week it's being released, not around a holiday. Whereas Lilo and Stitch is purposely being re-released on a holiday, meaning that they're going to have an extra day to take their child or children to go see this movie. So Disney is purposely banking on this movie succeeding, and they're trying to push Snow White under the rug, get it released, get it out, like and everything, and then move on. They're putting all their money, I would bet, they're putting all their money on the success of Lilo and Stitch right now. Will it make bank at the box office? I don't know. But it'll do better than Snow White. And the fact that it has a Memorial Day weekend, a holiday weekend going with it, probably will help it a little bit. Whereas Snow White being released this month on a weekend where it's not a holiday weekend, we'll see. Mm-hmm. But Steph is going to get to talk about the box office of Snow White this coming weekend. Yeah, she's going to get to talk about that.
Very excited.
It'll be on her channel next week.
I'm looking forward to playing more split fiction than I am like to seeing the Snow White movie and talking about it.
I'm looking
forward. Look.
I'm looking forward to being killed by evil Mickey. I'm looking forward to watching Snow White, and that says a lot. Yeah, this right here, Chad. This is what I was like. This is what I was watching when I was setting up the stream. I'm like, is she gonna even be done in 20 minutes? And that wall came out of nowhere.
We just drove into a wall.
In defense of Steph, that wall came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere.
I saw the wall going up. I'm like, oh no. Down. Yes. Yeah, all the controls are in first. Oh no! You've overshot it.
Oh God, we're not gonna get through this. This room is gonna be so hard.
Well, I have to survive this for another 10 minutes. Look, at least they're shooting up. No! Oh God! I thought we were dead. You didn't even have to move, though. You could just carry it up.
I can't drive.
I was watching this going, walls are Steph's kryptonite in this game. If she has to jump over a wall or up a wall, if she has to drive and there are walls, it's her kryptonite. Like that.
This room is like, there's a wall. No, hold on, wait. We have to go to the part where that really, this part. Is it this part? No. We're still trying to make it through. Oh, it's this one.
We're so close to the edge. Oh, we've got a checkpoint. Why did you go up in this scenario?
You're lucky there are checkpoints in this whole fucking scenario.
I know.
God, this is why they put a checkpoint for the door.
I'm like, this is why they put a checkpoint, because of the drivers like Steph.
You don't have to swerve or just go down.
Like, we're going to have to put checkpoints here because there's going to be players like Steph that cannot get through this in one go.
Down. No, that's all.
I swear, I was like, we're never finishing this.
Chat, we're nearly at the end of the stream, and this is how much I have left of the bottle. $30 super chat, and I'll like chug this. This is it. This is fucking it.
Oh my God. That's a roof.
That's a roof.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many times I died at this part.
That's up again. I'll be up and down by now.
I don't know how many times I died.
That's down.
He's like, oh, that's down.
Women
he was so patient until like the very end where he wasn't saying anything. He was getting so, I could tell he was getting so frustrated.
I was laughing, but at the same time I was dumbfounded because I'm watching the stream going.
Not high up. Not into the roof.
I'm kind of like Disparu, basically. I'm like wall, 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 wall.
I can't drive. I cannot drive in video games, like at all.
Yeah, because there's nothing I can do. There's no point me shooting these cops because you never get through the pissing door.
He's not even like doing what he's supposed to do. He's just sitting there.
No.
He doesn't have to shoot anything. He's not doing because he's just like, we're just gonna die. You know, on his side, he's not doing anything.
That's what I would be like. That's what I would
No,
be
he's
like.
just waiting.
I might as well die now. That's what I would be like. But you missed my comments when you guys jumped over that little section of sharks, and you turned around and looked at the sharks. I was like, I shall name you Squishy. Yeah, Squishy.
I was getting so frustrated. Look, this just one part took us forever.
I'm seeing this, yeah.
You can't keep the doors from closing.
There is an option.
We're still trying to get through it. I've moved it forward. We're still trying to get through it.
Press that one.
This is, this. And Disparu is getting quieter and quieter.
He's getting quieter and quieter. I knew. It's like it got to a point where he wasn't trying to help anymore.
He's like I can picture him like just putting down like the just letting go of the keyboard or whatever, and just sitting back like this, like I'm gonna die anyway. So I can picture him like that.
The first thing is up, so you enter the doorway at the top.
Like I'm getting frustrated with
He's just watching. He's just watching at this point. He's not even trying to do anything to help.
It's still up.
Did he ask you if you know the difference between up and down?
Up,
down,
down.
You tell me this is a checkpoint.
I thought I was done. I thought I was done, and then we did this.
When it splits, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, you only have to stay in the tube. I think this is mainly a shooting. I think this is mainly a shooting thing. Oh yeah, you have to cross tubes. Probably have to cross a bit sooner than that.
So I think I don't think I needed to jump like I was doing. I think I just needed to go left or right.
Pretty much, I think, yeah. It's so simple, it becomes too complicated.
Oh, look at the end. We finally made it through. Oh no, wait.
There's a wall.
Oh, thank God we're done. We're good.
You made
That
it.
was mean making you drive.
Thank God we're done. This fucking hurt. Tell me no more driving.
I think the car's messed up.
Oh, the car's messed up. It's like is the car messed up just for really? Thank you, Mike Hill, for the PayPal donation, and I will chug the rest of this alcohol because that is making my Crimson Skies days just painful. Jesus.
I completed it. I started crying, Mara.
I believe it.
I was like, I'm crying.
And I drank this
Where's
whole
my
bottle.
favorite part? Where's my favorite part? I have to show you my favorite part. Chat. Oh.
I stopped drinking basically because I had to respond to death step, but I finished this whole bottle. This stream. This is empty.
Look, we're pigs.
How much? How big is this bottle?
I did. I needed a hug after that. That was hard.
I'll hug you, Steph.
Disbrew jumps and farts. Oh my god!
I have no idea how much like,
jumps
this is
and
illegal.
farts, rainbows and confetti. And then I'm just a spring. And then we become hot dogs.
There you go. This is 29.5 proof. I have no idea how many liters this is.
Oh, I think you have to. Someone has to go in the buns and the other person.
Yeah, I drank the bottle.
We become hot dogs.
I think, but I don't know if we can move those. Like, if I go in this, nothing happens.
So you want to see what a drunk I am? What kind of a drunk I am? I tell you.
There we go. Now
10 super chats for shots. I'll be able to buy more Irish coffees now because of your super chats
I think you have to jump
and PayPal donations. Thank you. I'm blitzed. This is me blitzed, not drunk, blitzed. I still have at least enough of my faculties that I'm not entirely drunk.
How do I move it then?
Okay, I think you have to be on this then. Hang on.
That looks so weird.
Now you fire me.
Mara, you should play this game.
Jump. Oh. This only fires in. Oh.
This is too weird. We're wieners.
Oh, maybe it's this.
Oh,
maybe it's this one.
Look.
Well, no backing down now.
No, you have to do this first.
Grill ourselves.
Whoa!
Wait, I can't grill myself. I don't have the stuff on me.
I think I'm done. Oh, I think we have to grill ourselves first and then put the stuff on because I've lost the stuff.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
So
What the hell? How did it get muted? I hit my fucking hell. I hit the mute button on my microphone. It's like right here. Right there. Where the light is. All I had to do is adjust the fucking mic. Adjust the mic.
This is too weird.
Just jump on there.
But I'm actually
not difficult or hard at all.
1 to 5% Irish. So technically, I do have Irish blood in me.
I didn't say.
And I am also technically related through my dad's side of the family to the royal family.
There you go.
And I asked the chat how much this is.
So jump on the end. You go on there.
Mara, we're grilling ourselves.
There you go. Get off.
Okay, I'm gonna bring my dog into the room, and then we'll watch one more thing.
Okay.
And then so I'm like, I need to know how much this is. People are telling me to play this. I have no idea how much this is.
Now you go get sprayed. We go in our buns. This is so weird.
Oh, someone's gonna eat me.
Wait, no.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Are we going into someone's body? Oh god. This game was so weird. Mara has to play this while fully drunk. Yes. That's the weirdest. That is the weirdest part of the game.
Well, we're stuck here until you do.
I couldn't look. How am I supposed to drive? I couldn't even get up top here. I had the hardest time just getting up here. God damn it! How can I get this stupid apple?
I don't know who will be my partner, but we'll see. But at the same time, chat, how much is this? I don't want to open up Steam to see the cost of this game. How much is this movie? Or game?
This game is so funny.
The farting pig, I was like, okay.
Jump.
It pops up and you
Jump.
just go. Probably have to be a bit closer to it than that.
I was like really close the last time I couldn't do it. Mara.
I was watching the
jumping.
I'm like, Is there a way to double jump? Because you kept hitting the bubbles and getting to that
unless
part.
there's another thing that you can do, like a.
Why is this so hard for me? Grab the apple. I got it. I finally got it.
Did you have to do anything special?
About $50. Oh, I need more super chats, chats.
Do correctly.
I'm not spending $50 to play this game.
2 on these mighty fine apples.
Mighty fine.
Anyway.
Yep.
I gotta start ending this, so I gotta play I'm gonna play like the hold on, the State Farm commercial. Because it's like State Farm got Batman and at least the Batman's Rogues Gallery of Villains. They did it better than Warner Brothers has done, which is both funny and sad at the same time. So I gotta play that. And last talk to mail, if you're in the chat, did you hear me when I said about like your little quote about how there's no attractive Rachels out there? I'm just saying. Anyway, let me share the screen. We're gonna play this commercial. Copyright be damned. I'm playing it through YouTube. All right. There's no copyright laws infringed. But here it is. All right. They fucking get the Rogues Gallery of Villains in terms of character and looks better than what WB has done so fucking far. I'm just saying. All right. So here it is, chat.
Go, the Joker.
And I love how Kai Sennett is in this commercial. Like he's everywhere. He's fucking everywhere right now.
I know.
Is that the Joker?
As havoc continues across Gotham City, it seems our only hope is Batman.
Batman? Close enough. Bateman. Gotta tell you, the suit really bunches up in the old Batcave, if you know what I mean.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman.
Again, it's sad that State Farm has gotten the Rogues Gallery better than Warner Brothers. Hey, last talk to mail. Yeah, you're in the chat. I knew you were lurking. I fucking knew you were lurking. Anyway.
Well, you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, Batemobile, not too fast, baby. Riddle me this. What is dusk? You don't have to answer in the form of a question. What is dawn? You don't need to answer like that.
You know what's awesome? The Riddler's costume was like that in Gotham. Except he didn't have all of the question marks on it, but without the question marks on it, that's pretty much the Riddler's outfit in Gotham when he becomes like Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty awesome.
But he actually comes across as Riddler, not 4chan Riddler, like in the Batman. No offense, but
no, yeah. No, not 4chan Riddler. Yeah,
but
no,
he actually looks
he
like
comes across. He even has the glasses too, which looks
like,
really awesome.
Like the Riddler. So like,
yeah.
Do something big now. Yeah. Okay. Stop. Whoa, cat lady. Time out. Wow.
Nice fanny bag.
Thank you. Rude. What is love? All right. What isn't love? You know.
Just toss him. Not all protection is the
just toss him.
Same.
Any last words? Just one. It's a long one. Dermatologist.
That's why you need the real deal.
Look out! That's Batman!
Like Two-Face actually looks like Two-Face. Like they actually look like they're using Two-Face.
Yeah.
And not setting him up and then just forgetting him like in the Nolan films, essentially. It's like that's Two-Face. And again, I don't fucking care if Catwoman in this regard is black because, well, Eartha Kitt played Catwoman in the Adam West Batman series. So I'm like, fine. It's Zoe Kravitz just pissed me off with how she looked, and they tried to pass it off as she was like accurate to the Year One comic. I'm like, no, she's not.
Go home, Bateman. Do a podcast or something. That's hurtful.
Need help with vandalism spikes.
Never play with poison ivy.
Oh, that actually looks like poison ivy. Do you again like you like? Remember, you like how Uma Thurman looks in Batman and Robin, right? Or just not her performance necessarily in Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I liked her look.
Okay.
Yeah, as I didn't mind her being so campy.
I think at least Uma Thurman knew what kind of movie she was in. She's like,
yeah.
She at least I'm not going to try to be anything but the campiness that this movie kind of calls for, and in terms of the dialogue and everything. So I would give Uma Thurman that. But this looks like actual Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
Someone's a flirt.
Batman, please.
Yeah, this is feeling much more Batman to me.
Are you serious, bro?
When it comes to protection, you wouldn't settle for Bateman when there's Batman. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Again, it's sad that a State Farm commercial has gotten the Rogues Gallery done better than actual Warner Brothers. So basically, Batman versus Bateman. I like to go down on Catwoman for real. Yeah.
Don't touch that.
I like that. Well, I want to touch it even more.
Well, now I want to touch it more.
That actually looks like Joker. That actually looks like Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Gravy shared this with me yesterday. Have you seen this? And I'm like, I had seen teases with the State Farm commercials up until this point, but I hadn't really seen the whole thing. So I watched it last night, and I'm watching this going, that looks like Joker. How the fuck did the State Farm commercial get Joker right? And do you remember how he looked in the Batman movie? That little fucking teaser?
Yeah.
At the end?
Yeah, he looked like shit.
How they got that wrong, and this one looked like, oh my god, that actually looks like Joker from the comics. I'm just saying, chat, look at that. There's Riddler, looks like Riddler. Two-Face looks like Two-Face. Poison Ivy looks like actual Poison Ivy. Joker looks like actual Joker. Now you can say what all you want about the race swap Catwoman, but I don't fucking care because she actually comes across as Catwoman in this commercial. At least in this commercial, he doesn't try to pass himself off as anything else. No fucking lines directed at rich white people like in the Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Looks like actual Rogues Gallery villains. That actually looks scary. That Joker makeup and the way that actor portrays him, I'm like, that is Joker. That is the clown prince of crime. Yeah, an actual fan made this commercial. I don't know if it's Jack Nicholson's son, but that actor looks like he could be a younger version of Jack Nicholson in Joker makeup.
Party clown. Listen, if we're gonna be roomies, no juggling, no magic, no balloon animals.
I mean, chat, look at that. That looks like a young Jack Nicholson. No juggling, no balloon animals.
I don't want any weird clown stuff, okay?
There it is. I had to show that to you, chat. Because, again, WB dropped the ball drastically when it came to the Rogues Gallery and with Batman. A State Farm commercial.
Now State Farm needs to take care of their customers as much as they do,
I know, but I'm saying, but in
Batman characters.
In terms of the actual Rogues Gallery of characters, when a State Farm commercial gets the Rogues Gallery right, and a major fucking studio has yet to show that they can actually get the characters right, I'm like, Pete Safran, whatever your fucking name is, David Zaslav, or whatever the fuck your name is.
Mario, you're so tipsy.
Yeah, I know. Whatever the fuck your name is, who's running WB, hire the asshole who made the State Farm commercial, because they know what the fuck they're doing. David Zaslav, Peter Safran, whatever the fuck your name is. They know what they're doing.
Mara's so tipsy.
I know. I am tipsy. But they know what they're doing. I keep telling people, and people won't send super chats to get me drunk. I'm like, I'm a fun drunk. They won't send super chats. And you're seeing this chat. So send me fucking super chats. And I'll get out of like this. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's all I have. I'm not entirely gone. I'm close, but I'm not entirely gone. Anyway, okay. I'm probably gonna wake up with a hangover tomorrow. Doubt it, but I don't wake up with hangovers, but I'll wake up with like regrets. Let's put it that way. But again, you know, it's like, you know, that's what I tell people. Again, you want to see me fucking tipsy? I'm just saying, there's a fucking easy remedy to that. Anyway, before I say give you an idea, I can't speak now. Before I give you an idea of what's to come for this week, if I can speak English, the English, Steph, let everybody know where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
On my channel.
There you go.
On my channel.
There you go. Her channel, ladies and gentlemen. Find her channel. You get no other clue than that. You fucking find her channel. That's all the clues you fucking get.
On my channel. I'll be on Film Threat tomorrow talking about Snow White. So you can find me
there you
there.
go. And I might be live tomorrow playing some more of that Robber Hose Forest.
Playing some what?
Rubber fucking hell. Rubber Hose Forest.
She's like Rose Forest.
That is the name of
I'll
the
be
game.
live tomorrow place Rose Forest.
That's the name of it. Rubber. Okay. Rubber Hose Forest. Yes, I had to slow down my speech to say it, but that's the name of the game. That's fucking hell. That's the name of the game.
Rose Forest. That's the name of the game.
Rubber Hose Forest, Rubber Hose Forest, Rubber Hose Forest, Rubber Hose Forest, Rubber Hose Forest. Fuck you. There you go. Anyway.
All right, chat.
Rubber,
We'll see you
I
guys
love
next
you,
week.
Spirian, but I'm a military vet. Okay, you give me a challenge, I will fucking meet it.
We will see you guys next week on my channel.
Yes, on her channel. I am using my words. I keep telling people, you know what? I dropped my phone.
All right. We will see you guys next week. You muted yourself. You muted yourself. She's still talking. She's muted. Mar's still muted.
I hit the mute button on my head. I muted myself with my head, but I hit my fucking mic. I fucking hit the mic, and the mic was like, I'm gonna mute your ass because you're fucking drunk.
Okay. Let's end the stream, Mar. Let's go.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream. It's gonna be her channel next week. I might be live tomorrow playing Rubber Hose Forest. Singles Tuesday with Over the Hedge, Shrek Wednesday, and we'll figure out Thursday and Friday. So take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day or evening, wherever you are in the world. I find the fucking outro, and I will see you all next week. Bye.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.